Fred Not Friends, the Fan is still live and local with Fan Sports Saturday. The name might not be great, but what if we included Tyvis Powell, a 3-year starter for the Buckeyes, defensive MVP of a national title game, and the man who brought down Alabama.
Ball in the air toward the end zone, and that ball is going to be... The Buckeyes get it. Coming out of the end zone with a football for Ohio State is Tyvis Powell. He goes racing up and is tackled at the 30-yard line, and the king of the SEC has fallen.
It's Fan Sports Saturday with national champion Tyvis Powell. Oh, and Eric Reeser.
I don't know about you, but I was sad yesterday watching a lot of college basketball with the understanding that March, for the third year in a row, will not feature, at least the madness, will feature Ohio State.
Well,
Happy Saturday, everybody. Eric Reeser, Tyvis Powell, you heard Cole in the update. We'll get to the Blue Jackets coming up later in the show.
It's not fair to say it the way you said it.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
I want them part of the NCAA tournament.
That's not what you said. You said that March won't have that madness as far as the Buckeyes are concerned.
Okay, March 31st. And that's
Way to be specific.
if they're playing in that first game of the college basketball crown, because I think for that event in Vegas that we'll get to in a sec, you have games that start on the 31st and the 1st, depending on which side of the bracket you fall on. Of those 16 teams that were not given invites to the big dance, they will be headed out to Las Vegas. And yes, I understand Selection Sunday for the women is this Sunday night. So Ohio State could be hosting a game or two in the first round.
That'd be nice.
So there's opportunity there, but I'm not as excited because of how they bowed out of the Big Ten tournament and just because of the past few seasons for that team.
Well, you talking about the women's basketball?
I am.
Yes.
It's been disappointing.
It has been.
So
that's fair. That's fair. But
I go into
wait
this
a minute.
looking...
Wait, hold on. Who they lost
wishing,
to? You act like
wanting,
they lost to somebody irrelevant in the Big Ten. They lost to UCLA.
I understand they lost to the conference champion.
Yeah.
But this has been a couple of years now of disappointing finishes.
I understand that
So you
part.
start to stack those, and then you get to me going, I wish I could be excited about that. I'm not.
I got to look.
Sorry.
We got to wait till Sunday to see where they.
Well, we can't do 3 hours on that.
I'm just saying. No, I'm saying, like, to get excited about it.
Cooper Kupp's with the Seahawks. Myles Garrett. We'll get to him.
Your boy.
Cavs have made it 16 in a row.
We're talking Browns today?
We're going to have to.
Yes.
There's the potential after today of, I got that wrong with Myles.
Oh.
I got what the Bengals are planning on doing. I got that wrong.
Oh.
I hope I'm wrong about the Columbus Blue Jackets.
At least you have to take a pie to the face.
And you're right. And now I hope I'm wrong about the Ohio State women's basketball team. I hope this is an Elite Eight or a Final Four run.
Just been wrong.
Yeah. I'm used to it.
It's all documented, too, Eric.
I'm okay with it.
You know what?
That's part of the learning process, right? If you're wrong, you admit it, and you continue with your life.
Yes.
And you do your best to not be wrong. However, I think on some of these, I think I'm going to be right.
Oh?
I think.
Which ones?
The Bengals have a lot of hope in their plans yesterday. And again, we'll get to kind of my tinfoil hat theory of what Cincinnati did yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
But that's coming up next because the madness is here.
Yes, it is.
And where you have over a dozen tickets that still need to be punched for March Madness. Watching games yesterday, watching the Big Ten quarterfinals, watching the ACC quarterfinals, watching the SEC quarterfinals. It made me sad because what I've done now that I bought Hulu, like the live package, is I can use the guide and I can switch channels when games are going on.
You could do
much like cable.
You could do the same thing on YouTube TV or
okay, but sure, great. But I thought about it yesterday as I'm watching these. Sad that I couldn't watch Ohio State because they got dismissed earlier in the week by Iowa.
Yeah.
But also thinking to myself, I'm just doing cable again. Like I feel like an idiot scrolling the live guide.
Why you didn't get Hulu? Don't got the 4-box set?
I can't do the 4-box. I can't do quad box. I don't have that kind of attention span. I got to be singularly focused, and even that, I'm all over the place.
Okay. Well,
I think like you guys are gladiators that can quad box in the NFL season.
No. Like Jacob Reimer and Tim.
Yeah,
they're
gladiators.
Insane.
Well, okay,
have you seen Jacob's setup? He has 2 TVs, quad boxes on both, so he's got 8 games on at one time.
Great.
That's insane.
What's the most you can do? At once.
I'm not a huge quad box guy either. Now, collegiate football, depending on it got to be 4 good games. The thing is, it's never really 4 good games
that
on
match
one
up?
time. Yeah. So I'm cool with just 2. I could do 2 boxes.
Yeah.
But more than likely,
most.
I'm gonna pay attention to 1 because it's not like you hear the sound. Whatever one you're on, that's the one that's gonna play the sound, and that's probably the one you're gonna lock into the most. Like, so just watch 1. Like, I don't.
if you can do it, and more power to you. I cannot.
No.
So we'll just kind of run through what I think I'm going to be right about the Ohio State women's basketball team.
I hope
and
you're wrong.
Another disappointing NCAA
Wait
tournament
a minute.
run.
What is your
Sweet 16?
Okay. Well, I gotta look. We gotta wait till Sunday.
Yeah. Well, so Sunday that'll be Sunday night. The Ohio State men's basketball team. I'm right about. They're not making the big dance.
No, it's over.
So that'll be the college basketball crown.
The crown. They say we was talking to Adam Jardy yesterday. He said that you got to win a few games, but if you get to like the Final Four, it's like $300,000.
That's the only way to financially incentivize these guys to guarantee you're going to get 16 full rosters.
$300,000 back when I was playing.
Right.
You better get out my way. That'll ain't losing this game.
That'll do well. And the thing with it is, I was looking yesterday trying to figure out as much as I could about the college basketball crown, and nothing was official about how they were going to pay the players or when they were going to pay it or when the players were going to sign what I'm assuming at this point are NIL deals. So of the 16 teams, you're going to get auto bids from the Big 10, the Big 12, and the Big East.
Mm-hmm.
And
which
now this tournament,
that's a great.
There's some potential matchups there that are going to be wonderful to watch.
Yes.
And so what you get are those 16 teams, two at least from the Big 10, 2 at least from the Big East, 2 at least from the Big 12. Ohio State probably the first team that they'll take out of the Big 10. 16 teams are going to Las Vegas, a tournament that starts on March 31st. The final is April 6th. But the transfer portal opens on March 24th, the day after the second round of the tournament. And so the conundrum that I think Fox and its partners faced was if we have a tournament on the 31st and the portal opens on the 24th, you're going to get a lot of teams with a lot of players that said, I'm good. I'm not going to Vegas with y'all.
Let me ask.
Because I'm in the portal looking for where my future is going to be.
Okay, so this is my question on that. So what if we take a kid out of the portal? Can he play in this crown?
Who's to stop him?
I mean, you might as well get some chemistry going right there.
It wouldn't be the worst idea,
Go
right?
in there and get some chemistry going right now. That would be
so if you have an open roster spot left by, say, a Michi Johnson, and you're able to quickly find a portal person,
throw him in there.
I guess because it's not an NCAA affiliated event, who's going to stop you?
Yeah, you got a point there.
So there's a lot of potential and possibilities that could get this team, what will be Team 127, in a good spot with a good showing out in Las Vegas. Mm-hmm. I'm just disappointed it's not part of the madness. It could be its own madness. Now, I know Fox is looking to kill the NIT, so this is that.
I wanted them to have a run similar to what they had last year. Yeah. But maybe they played that way last year because they knew that was the only way that they was getting into the big dance was they had to win the Big Ten tournament.
And it was 2 years ago they made a run from Wednesday to Saturday.
Yeah.
This isn't that team.
No.
So
and it's sad because we've known that, but then they've given us hope. So it's like
you ride the roller coaster.
He was hoping that would take you into this, and it just didn't work out.
So we'll obviously have more information on that Sunday night because Big 10, Big 12 SEC, or Big 10, Big 12, Big East, likely not sending anybody to the NIT because they're all going to go to the college basketball crown. Which
they have no choice, right?
Right.
It's like in their
you
contract.
took the money. Yeah. Here's what you have to do. For the ACC, for the SEC, those teams will probably go to the NIT because the NIT is an ESPN joint. Mm-hmm. So it'll be interesting to see how that evolves over the years. But, yeah, it got me to a Rutgers message board where I found somebody that was actually saying these players in the big college basketball crown are going to get paid.
Must be nice.
I found nobody that would put it out there like explicitly.
Must be nice.
Great. Yeah, I think that's the world we're living in. Like with this,
why couldn't we live in this world 10 years ago?
Because the NCAA had too much power then. And people were too scared to take the NCAA to court.
10 years ago, man.
And then they got enough people willing to do it, and they got enough lawyers to do pro bono work with the idea that this settlement, that will get us the money.
I'm not going to sit here and tell you I would have had, like, JJ money. But like Jeremiah Smith money, I wouldn't have had that.
Unfortunately, no.
But I had a couple thousand.
You'd have done pretty well for yourself.
I had a couple dollars in
relatively speaking, yes.
That is said, like, life is good.
There's no doubt in my mind about that. The football Buckeyes are going to start spring ball this coming Monday. I might owe the Cincinnati Bengals an apology if they can pull this off. We'll tell you about it next. It's Sports Saturday on The Fan.
We're the highest rated sports radio station in America. There's no joke there. We just are. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
The best matchup is you in a new Kia from Coughlin Kia. Get into a new Kia now with $0 down. Get 0% financing on select new Kias and make 0 payments for 3 months on any new Kia in stock. Visit CoughlinKia.com.
Coughlin has the car for you.
0% for 72 equals $13.89 per 1,000 financed on Nero EV, EV6, and EV9 with approved credit through Kia Motor Finance. 90 days deferred payments until June 2025. Qualified manufacturer incentives to dealer. Prior sales excluded. No security deposit. Residency restrictions may apply. Offers cannot be combined. See dealer for details. Ends 3/31/25.
At Diamonds Direct, our experts go the extra mile to ensure you have the tools to say I do with absolute confidence. Our promise to you is a completely risk-free shopping experience rooted in transparency, education, and integrity. No pressure, no intimidation, just clarity and confidence in your purchase. But we're about more than just price. Everything is backed by our exclusive guarantees. Put our tools to the test against any competitor, and our expert staff will ensure you get the very best overall value and unforgettable experience. Learn more at DiamondsDirect.com. Diamonds Direct, your love, our passion.
Do you suffer from leg pain, leg swelling, varicose veins, or leg ulcers? Dr. Barry Zeta and Dr. Joseph Senta at Ohio Vein and Vascular Polaris are pioneers in the vein and vascular field. Dr. Zeta and Dr. Senta can perform minimally invasive procedures that will get you back on track to a pain-free life. Stop living with leg pain and start the process to healthy living with a free healthy leg screening. Go to loveyourveins.com or call 614-324-VEIN. That's 614-324-VEIN or loveyourveins.com.
Back in the studio with a return visit from
Todd Schmelt.
Todd, the last time you were with us, you claimed to be
the dumbest person in Columbus.
You're being really hard on yourself.
Not in the least. You know what I got?
I hate to ask.
One of them thermostats with the dial and the needle. Woo, woo, woo.
Maybe that's not modern, but not...
What am I? Eli Whitney, Elias Howe, Johann Gertis?
I don't know who those people are.
Those are old-timey people from the 19th century, and that's me. Outdated, like my silly old thermostat.
Okay, look, you're not the dumbest guy in Columbus. You just haven't called Apex Pros.
The pros who knows?
Those guys. Whether it's the latest technology, fixing your furnace, or a brand new system, they know all the stuff so you don't have to.
I don't have to know it all?
Nah, you just have to know the pros who knows.
Apex Pros. I'm not the dumbest guy in Columbus.
I didn't even know who Johann Gertis was.
Inventor of the gas-powered unicycle. Look it up, doy.
Okay, you don't have to be mean.
No doubt about it, Columbus loves Apex Pros, the pros who knows. ApexPros.com.
Bats are us when dreams don't get in. Bats are us.
Right now, get $1,500 off a shower or tub replacement or $3,000 off a full bathroom remodel plus low to no monthly payments. Call 380-225-BATH to schedule your free estimate or go to bathsareus.com. 380-225-BATH.
Bats are us when dreams don't get in. Bats are us.
Here at The Fan, we give you 14 hours of live and local programming every day. We care about you. We live and work in your community. Except Bo Bishop. He won't tell us where the hell he is. Your live and local station. Except Bo. The Fan.
That's the sound of a Mountain Dew. And that's you enjoying its refreshing citrus kick. That's a cool breeze suddenly whistling through your hair.
Whoa!
That's you realizing you're now on a mountain.
This is epic!
That's you stating the obvious. That's you stepping up to the plate. That's you winning your kickball game. That's you taking another sip of your Mountain Dew. Do the do.
Welcome to Nada Yada Island.
Next on Metro's Nada Yada Island podcast.
I almost fainted when the 4 new bombshells arrived. 4 free Samsung Galaxy A16 5G phones at Metro.
No way.
And finding out the 4th line is free. Oh, things got heated.
That's wild. Join Metro and get 4 free Samsung 5G phones. Only at Metro.
Plus tax. Bring 4 numbers and an ID and sign up for any Metro Flex plan. Not available currently at T-Mobile or have been with Metro in the past 180 days.
I'm an old school Joe, and my philosophy is simple and effective. At the end of the day, it's not what you win or lose, it's what you save. And Bet and Reduce Juice at Prime Sports Ohio is the way to save money on every single bet. Download the Prime Sports Ohio app or visit our website, primesportsbook.com. Get a welcome bonus to match your initial deposit up to $400 in bonus bets. And be a member of the Prime Sports family.
Terms and conditions apply. Visit website for details. Must be 21 and present in Ohio. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Save more green this St. Patrick's Day at Meijer. Enjoy Meijer corned beef, just $3.99 a pound. Red potatoes are $3.99 for a 5-pound bag. Enjoy an ice-cold Coca-Cola or Pepsi product. 12 packs are now on sale. Buy 2, get 1 free. Plus deposit where applicable. And Loft House decorated sugar cookies are only $3.99. We're working hard to bring more goodness to your St. Patrick's Day celebration at Meijer. Exclusions apply. See all deals in-store or in the Meijer app.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Showers and possibly a thunderstorm this morning. A couple storms could be on the gusty side with temperatures in the low 60s. By the afternoon, low to mid 70s with showers and a thunderstorm possible. A couple storms could be gusty later this evening. Then temperatures falling into the mid 50s overnight with a few showers. I'm meteorologist Mike Joyce on 97.1 The Fan.
There's nothing Bo Bishop can't do well, except find competent co-hosts. Bishop and Friends.
Weekdays from 9 to noon.
The Fan. Just because it's the weekend doesn't mean we shut up. This is Fan Sports Saturday.
Here's the thing with a couple of sports in the winter and the springtime. If they're out of sight, they're out of mind. I mean that about the Blue Jackets. I mean that about the Ohio State women's basketball team. I mean that about the Columbus Crew. I mean that about the Cleveland Cavaliers. If they're not super competitive now, they're not really thought of.
Yes.
And for Kevin McGuff's team, because they were dismissed in the the semifinals of the Big Ten tournament, there's been a glut without them. And so now Selection Sunday will give us their future, and I think there's potential to make a gigantic run, but I haven't seen them. And so I just can't get excited about it.
Yeah. I mean, when you look at their team, I mean, the Cambridge sisters are really good. You know, Jelani's doing her thing.
Freshman of the year.
Yeah, she comes in there, she continues to ball. But that's the thing. Like Cody is going to do what Cody does. But she needs to have people that's going to also, rise to that level and also score and help her out. And, you got different contributors, different nights. Usually Jelani Cambridge is on, but there are some games where she doesn't show up. She doesn't shoot particularly well, from the field. So now you need, the Chance Grays and all these other people to come in and be able to hit these shots. And if they're not making them, it's hard. A lot of teams, especially in women's basketball, like a lot of those teams are going to go 2-3 because of Cody. Be like, they know if you play man-to-man, Cody's going to probably take whoever's checking her to the cup and finish at a high clip. So a lot of teams are going to go 2-3, which means that the shooting for the women's basketball team has to be high. And if they're not making shots, it's going to be hard to win those games.
And when you look at this team, you're constantly you're comparing it to the UCLAs, the USCs, the South Carolinas.
Yes.
And they haven't been on that level.
I mean, they regular season wise, they're usually in there.
Big Ten tournament wise,
they're usually in there, and then
but they're just not there.
They haven't. They need to take that next step, and they've had good teams for the past 3 or 4 years. And they've had really
good teams.
Yeah, and I can't
call them great.
It's been you get to the tournament and it's just some unexpected loss. Who was it last year? Duke? No, it wasn't Duke. Who they lose to?
That's a very good question. I'll try to find that out here in a couple minutes. But I talk about teams that are really good, but they're just not to the standard of the great teams in the sport. It's the same thing that can be said about the Blue Jackets, who have the New York Rangers in town tonight, a really good team in New York. And both teams right now are tied in points for that second wild card spot in the East. But you saw this week and you saw last week when the Blue Jackets are playing against the great teams in the NHL.
Yes.
They just don't stack up yet.
The Vegas one was
bad. It was the second shutout in 4 games.
Yeah.
CBJ have dropped 4 of their last 5. Yeah. But those 4 losses are to the great Stanley Cup contenders.
Yeah.
So for me, it felt like, I don't like to see the shutout. I don't like to see the PK and the PP no worky. I do think that there's a chance in the next season for that team in the Columbus Blue Jackets to elevate to competitiveness against those teams at this time of the year. It's just not that right now.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair. Because going into this season, our expectations was, they'll be all right, but you're probably looking at the lower end of.
Yes,
that's
we were looking at a top 5 pick.
Yes, that's
just where you were.
And what they've given us this year has been exciting. It's been to even still be in it at this point is like you a job well done, And I think what they've done is they built a solid foundation. You got some key players. You learned about some guys that can be dudes on your team. Now it's time for you. You got the right head coach. This is his first year. This is Dean Evans' first year. He was able to come in and make things work. And now you go into this offseason, whenever that is. Hopefully they make the playoffs. Maybe they win a series or whatever. But when you go into this offseason, like, you're confident about going into next year. Like, all right, they get these moves, they get that player here and there. Boom, we got us something. And then let's see where we match up against some of these better teams.
Now, the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Oh, that's a whole nother
going
story.
Into this season, my question was, are you at the level of the Boston Celtics? Can you compete in the Eastern Conference Finals in a 7-game series against the defending Stanley Cup or the defending NBA champions?
Yes.
Now, I'm sure the Cleveland Cavaliers could beat the Florida Panthers in basketball. Like that, I have no doubt about. But the Boston Celtics, I still have doubts about.
Everybody does, and that's fair.
It helps. Yeah. The Cavaliers are on a 16-game winning streak.
The longest in franchise history.
As showcased last night, they beat the Memphis Grizzlies.
Yeah.
In a game that, in the second quarter, there it happened. A Cavalanche.
Yes.
And it's been at least 14 of these 16 wins have been like, well, this isn't a great start, but then here comes the Cavalanche.
Yes. And it's overwhelming. It can be overwhelming to a lot of teams because, like, when the Cavs put their bench players in, like, usually you see a dip. Like, all right, the production is not going to be great. No, they come in, they be hitting threes, and they got like the Ty Jerome, DeAndre Hunter, and Sam Merrill coming off the bench. Like,
it's huge. It's been huge for this team.
It's unbelievable at times. And it's nothing that teams can really do because their backups aren't trained for that. Like, we just trying to keep
their backups aren't the quality of that.
Yes.
Like, Memphis is a good team, but their bench is not as deep as the Cavs bench.
I mean, for them,
talented as the Cavs
what was
bench.
I think they lost. What the final score was like a 12-point game or something.
133-124.
Oh, it was close.
Cleveland over Memphis.
Yeah, and the crazy thing is, Ja had to go for 42 points just to make that to be close like that. Like, that's the Cavs is on another level right now, and I feel what you're saying about the playoffs against the Celtics, because the thing is, you hadn't seen it. Like, we haven't in the playoffs. We've seen this Cavs team, be really good in the regular season and then fall on their faces in the postseason, and it's hard for people to get that out their mind. And yes, it's a different coach. They're playing with a different style. Everybody's playing great right now. But as a fan, you just can't help but think, like, because you're not worried about nobody but Boston. It's Boston that everybody's worried about. And you can't help to think, like, the one time we played Boston, like when Chris Stapps was healthy, he made Evan Mobley look bad, and we lost that game. And then you think about the times that we've played them this year, neither team has been 100%.
No.
It's always been somebody's out of the lineup. They didn't have Chris Stapp, or we didn't have somebody. It's always like that. And when you see these teams both healthy, there's no denying that the Celtics, like, the way that they 5 out, the way that these guys pass, they do pretty much similar to the same things.
They're guys off the bench.
Peyton Pritchard off the bench. Like, it's so much that our bench players have to be able to still be what they are. The Ty Jeromes, the DeAndre Hunters, which he probably might be in the starting lineup, so you might be looking at Max Strus, and I don't even know if Sam Merrill's going to play. Like, that's the thing. Like, the rotation is cut down in the playoffs, so it's scary. It's scary, but I have no doubt that they at least, got a really good chance of winning that.
Was it Miles Bridges for the Hornets went for 46 the other night, and it still wasn't good enough.
Yeah.
Because of the Cavalanche. And Cleveland's hosting the Orlando Magic tomorrow at 1 o'clock, looking for 17 in a row. So of those three sports that I mentioned, when you're out of sight, especially in this market, it's out of mind.
Yeah.
It's if you're not competitive now, let me know in October.
Yeah.
And so I think for the Jackets have great opportunity. Kevin McGuff and the Ohio State women's basketball team, great opportunity. Cavaliers, great opportunity. You've got to seize it or you get lost in the shuffle, because on Monday, Ohio State football starts again. It's the spring where you're trying to figure out how to repeat as national champions. And there are so many questions that surround this football team, but they're all really exciting questions.
Yeah, repeating is tough. Getting to the top is hard. Staying on top is even harder. So yeah.
And then there's the boogeyman of them all, the attention grabber that never takes a day off. And that's the National Football League. Now, yesterday at around 4 o'clock, you had everybody and their grandma who covers the NFL with the similar reporting. And this is what I took notice of, that the Cincinnati Bengals have been very motivated to extend Jamar Chase and to give a contract to T. Higgins that he actually wants.
Okay.
Dan Rossini says expect the duo to receive over $70 million per year combined.
Sheesh.
Now, what that would mean for Jamar Chase, who Duke Tobin doubled down on as wanting to make the highest paid non-quarterback in the league, $40.1 to $41 million, because Myles Garrett's got the 40.
Yes.
So you got to make at least $100,000 more per year if you want that statement to be true.
That's hilarious.
Now, what that leaves T. Higgins about $29.9 million to $30 million, which is about $4 or $5 million more than what the franchise tag would net him this season. That's ambitious for a franchise that never pays anybody.
All I'm going to tell you is,
outside of the quarterback,
you better hit in the draft. You better hit.
So there's that.
In the draft on defense, boy. That's all I know.
It would be a stunning thing, and Ian Rappaport from the NFL Network, with the caveat that both could be finalized in the coming days. So this comes out Friday from everybody. Rappaport says the coming days. I guess the eyes look to sometime next week for either of these. I'll tell you why I'm suspicious about it coming up next. It's Sports Saturday on The Fan.
For a limited time at Verizon, you can get our best price ever for a single line. Just $45 per month when you bring your phone, which is less than you spend on Too Tired to Cook takeout every week. Get one line on unlimited welcome for $45 per month with AutoPay plus taxes and fees. Visit your local Columbus Verizon store by April 2nd to save. $20 monthly promo credits applied over 36 months with a new line on unlimited welcome. In times of congestion, unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds. Additional terms apply.
1-800-GOT-JUNK makes space for possibilities.
When our clean, shiny truck arrives, it's the sign of a new beginning, a clean start, a breath of fresh air.
All the animals start giggling, a rainbow appears, and music fills the air.
Your best friend calls with happy news. Every table has fresh flowers on it, and your nights are full of candlelight.
We bring the springtime.
All you have to do is point.
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK
or visit 1-800-GOT-JUNK.com.
I think one of the things that patients don't realize is that when they get a joint replacement, that's not a lifetime treatment option. And they're probably, if they are a younger patient, signing up for multiple surgeries down the road.
As a physician and medical director for QC Kinetics, Dr. Caravelli's seen a pattern of trending joint pain. Prolonged medication, steroids, then surgery, possibly another surgery.
So a lot of our patients are trying to avoid or put off surgery, and this is the treatment that can help them do that.
QC Kinetics extracts your body's healing substances, concentrates them back into your aching joints to help heal and restore those areas, providing lasting relief.
Oh, I love being able to tell my patients, before we do this surgery, let's try another option. Let's see if this is right for you, because now they might not have to have surgery at all.
Call today for your free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544. 380-208-4544.
The Big Nine was a sad, incomplete place. Enter Ohio State. The rest is history. The Buckeye Show.
Weeknights at 6.
The Fan. Instead of annoying national people talking to you this weekend, we've opted for annoying local people. This is Fan Sports Saturday.
So if you don't know, every day, Shark or Beam or sometimes the General, whichever one of the unholy triumvirate from Morning Juice, puts out the daily fan poll. It's sponsored by Caster Connection. And yesterday's fan poll, I had said, was, I think, a intelligence test, because it had asked, which team's ownership group would you rather have, Bengals or Browns? And I said, if there's anybody out there picking the Bengals, it's either Browns fans who would rather have anybody else but the Haslam Sports Group, or dummies. Yeah. Because historically, and the history dates back for the Bengals to the inception of the franchise, but 2012, when the Haslams became owners, the Haslams have spent a ton of money.
Yes.
The Cincinnati Bengals just got an inflatable roof on their practice facility. It doesn't strike me as a difficult question.
They didn't have a
Who'd you rather have?
Like that is unbelievable.
Now, you can be critical about the Deshaun Watson thing, but there are few ownership groups that are putting that kind of money with a quarterback. Now, there are more and more because the position's so important. The Cincinnati Bengals had to do it kicking and screaming, but I'm not even going to say, maybe I can't say this on the air because people say they lucked into Joe Burrow. I'm going to say the Cincinnati Bengals phrasing. No, I won't say it. They sucked.
Yes.
So they didn't luck into Joe Burrow. You can put it together.
Yes. I
didn't want to. I was thinking about it, and then I thought better of it.
Yeah, no.
Everyone and their grandma's picking Jamar Chase in that spot as well once you have the quarterback finalized.
Well,
I don't know how much credit I want to give this Cincinnati Bengals team because of Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase. But if they can get these deals done for Jamar Chase and for T. Higgins, who both have the same agent, then I would give them that credit. And maybe I would pivot a little bit away from the Haslam Sports Group into what the Brown family's doing. Right now, that could do it.
I mean, the thing about it is neither one of the teams made the playoffs this year. Obviously, Cincinnati did much better.
They were on the bubble last month.
Yeah, it was much more interesting and much more exciting than the Cleveland Browns were. But if you're a player, you absolutely want Jimmy Haslam because, like the thing about what the situation in Cincinnati, if this was in Cleveland, this wouldn't even be a situation. They'd have been paid a long time ago, to where we'd be like, they got him on a bargain deal. Like that's how the Cleveland Browns operate. To where Cincinnati's like, you gotta show it to me. And then after you show it to me, I need to see it again just to make sure. That's kind of how they're operating there because they want to make sure that, listen, we can have these three pillars on offense, and we just had it last year, and yet we still didn't make the playoffs. So, like, to them, they're thinking, okay, if we sign these three guys, like, that's all the money we got. Like, we got to finally hit on these draft picks.
Yep.
And if you look at their track history, like, they've been getting a defensive line or offensive lineman every first round. And they have not, and we haven't heard from none of them. So that's why it's scary to me to think that you're going to have to trade a Trey Hendrickson and that you're going to.
Do they have to?
They don't have to.
Or can they ride him into the last year of his contract?
They could definitely do that.
And if you're giving Jamar Chase and T. Higgins the contracts that are being reported, both of them, getting $70 million a year annually, with Jamar probably making 41, T. Higgins making the rest. Math it yourself. This is an all-in move. So I would think it would make the most sense just bring Trey back, see if he can duplicate 17.5 sacks. Now you lose Sam Hubbard, which saved you $9 million, $9.5 against the cap.
Yeah.
But it would also, to your point, make what you do at 17 ridiculously important. And that's to my earlier point about how the NFL attacks our attention because if you're a fan of the Browns or the Bengals, you're just looking at the draft going like, what are they going to do?
Well, I think that for Cincinnati, the reason that they feel comfortable letting Trey Hendrickson go or try to get something from, which they talk about they want a first-round pick. They're out to lunch. They nobody.
Who do you think you kidnapped? Chelsea Clinton?
Ain't nobody giving you no first-round pick for no 30-year-old guy. That's just not happening.
Well,
So
the age, I think, is the biggest thing.
Yeah,
why they
would cancel Christmas on that. Yeah. you at best you might get a third. You might get a third at best. Anyways, the reason that I think they're so comfortable trading Trey Hendrickson at this point is because the edge rush in this draft is supposed to be so many different guys that you can get that can be really good in this draft. So I think for them, they're like, well, if this would be the time, we could finally draft his replacement and probably get a really good guy at 17. So I think that's probably going to be their plan going into this draft. If I wouldn't be shocked if every pick they get is a defensive guy.
I mean, you pick and you pick and you pick. And you hope of the 5-6 defensive guys, 2 or 3 of them are good to go.
That's it. That's all you need. To be successful on defense, there's 2 pillar positions. You need a really good pass rusher and a guy that can cover anybody. If you got those 2 things, you will be successful on defense.
I found it interesting, the timing of the collective NFL reporting of the Chase and Higgins deals, because like I had mentioned before, they have the same agent.
Mm-hmm.
So I wonder if it's one of 2 things. if the Bengals leaking it out there to everybody that, no, we're going to get these deals done just to kind of get some of the pressure off of them. Because this week for Cincinnati, it wasn't a light free agent signing period, but, they obviously extended Gesicki and Drew Sample. Samaje Perine comes back. Joseph Osai, I think, was like the biggest free agent fish that they were able to land. But
I wish they could have got
They weren't the sexiest deals.
No, I'm
out
saying
there.
I wish they didn't sign Mike Gesicki, and I wish they could have got a Tyler Warren. Man, that would have been nice.
I do think, though, it speaks to your point that they're focused on paying guys who've produced offensively in the NFL and then drafting that defensive talent.
Yes.
And then hoping that it hits with brand spanking new defensive coordinator, Al Golden.
Yeah. Wait, he came from Notre Dame.
He did.
What's the corner from Notre Dame that's really good?
In this draft?
Yeah.
Benjamin Morrison.
Is he going to be first round?
Well,
because he got hurt, right?
He got hip surgery mid-season.
Oh, he's not going in the first round then. He'll be second. So that might be the Bengals' second round pick.
So the mock drafts are late first, early second.
He coming off a hip surgery. He ain't going first round.
So I'm looking at a mock right now that has Morrison going 46th to the Atlanta Falcons.
Yeah.
Tankathon?
Yes. The Bengals are picking at 49.
They going to trade up.
Yeah, maybe.
That's how often I'm on Tankathon. I knew exactly which mock draft you were looking at.
It's the go-to one because it tells me who has what picks. Because someone was asking the other day about the Browns and what they could do to move up to 1 to avoid Tennessee giving away.
They would have to trade like a 4th or 3rd round.
I was thinking they'd trade 1. Obviously, they
trade 1.
They do the swapsies this year.
Yeah.
They trade the 1 next year. And
Whoa.
Well, if you're trading, so here, just hear me out for a second here. You do the swapsies. You trade Tennessee your 1 next year.
No.
And then you would trade 67 because Tennessee doesn't have a 3rd round pick this year.
Are you insane? I'm not trading them my next year's pick. First round pick next year? Absolutely not.
What are you going to give Tennessee then? That's going to make your deal better than what other people are going to be offering.
They can get a 3rd round pick this year.
They're going to hang the phone up on you.
That's fine. That's fine.
All right, here's the close.
No.
You general manager?
You're talking about 1 pick up. No.
Well, let's
I'm talking about assuring yourselves of getting the quarterback that you want in this draft.
I'm not trading my next year's 1. No, that's not happening.
So here's a comp that I got for you. So in 2017, Chicago was sitting at 3, and they moved up to number 2. They moved up 1 spot to get Mitchell Trubisky. Your laugh here. But they gave up just the pick swap, a 3rd and a 4th, and then a next year's 3rd.
Okay. They moved you to 2. What do you think moving to 1's going to get you? I'm just saying.
Wait, where was Chicago?
They were at 3. They moved up to 2.
Yeah,
you're at 2. You want to move to 1. A lot of other teams, I think, are going to want to move to 1. So I do think it's going to be a little bit bigger.
You know what I tell them?
Than that one.
If I was Tennessee, I would say, listen, this is what I'm going to do. I will give you a 3rd round pick this year, and I give you a 4th round next year. You hang up the phone on that? Okay, that's cool. Trade them. And guess what I'd do at 2? I would make sure that I draft Abdul Carter at 2, just so because I know that's who you're trying to trade back to get. So I'm going to make sure that I take Abdul Carter at 2. Now.
It's a horrible plan.
It's what I do.
Because you just re-signed Myles Garrett. And you need a quarterback.
And to pair him with an Abdul Carter, listen, we made the playoffs with mediocre quarterback play.
Well, that's what you're going to get for the Cleveland Browns this season.
That's what we're going to get anybody. So we might as well go ahead and get a good defense back.
And all of this discussion we're having is if the Browns love one of these quarterbacks more than the other and think that one of these 2 quarterbacks, Cam Ward, Shedeur Sanders, can be that franchise guy. If they don't, this point's moot. If they do, I would just say be prepared to give Tennessee a lot for that spot. Because a lot of other teams, I think, not a lot of other teams, but I think there are several teams out there, the Giants could be one of those, that are very, very motivated to move up to that top spot to get one of the 2 that they think is going to be the guy.
Picking?
They are at 3, I believe.
I think they 4.
Sure.
Are they 3?
Well,
maybe 3.
New England and Giants are 3 and 4. I think Giants 3, Patriots 4.
I'm looking at it right now. Okay. Giants are 3. Patriots are 4.
Yeah, I'm definitely taking Abdul Carter.
Okay.
If they didn't.
But then you haven't addressed the biggest elephant in the room.
Well, I mean, I can dress him in the. First of all, apparently, if you don't get Cam Ward, you're gonna be addressing the big elephant anyways. Because
someone say that every year. The rest of these quarterbacks. If you don't pick me, I'll remember it.
No. I'm saying the rest of these quarterbacks is Cam Ward, and then there's everybody else, and everybody else need to sit a year anyways. So okay,
Who said that?
That's what they're saying.
Who's they?
The analysts, the experts, the quote unquote experts. If you don't get Cam Ward, he's the only one that's gonna come in and be pro ready. The rest of them might need to sit a year anyway. So if that's the case, I need somebody who's gonna play now. So give me Abdul Carter or Travis Hunter.
Yeah, so basically it's, would you take a player who you think is going to be in Canton but not a quarterback, or a quarterback who you think is going to be possibly good, maybe decent?
That's the question the Browns are going to be asking.
I'm just saying.
Probably already asked themselves.
They've
answered the Myles Garrett question. Yesterday was pretty awkward in regards to that. We'll discuss it. It's Sports Saturday on The Fan.
Whatever you're doing right now, just know that Bo Bishop is enjoying a sip of bourbon. Even if this promo is playing in the morning, no judgment.
Oh, sweet morning drinking.
The Fan.
Roll Up to Win is back at Tim Hortons. We're rolling out great prizes like a 2025 Ford Bronco, $500 daily jackpots, Xboxes, and more. You can earn rolls with your purchase of an eligible hot or cold beverage and favorite breakfast item. A whole new way to earn rolls this year. Visit your neighborhood Tim's and download the app for great food and more opportunities to roll up to win. No purchase necessary. Tim Hortons app required. See rules on app for details. Entered by 3/23/25. Sponsored by Tim Hortons.
Discover uncompromising quality at a reliable price with Giant Eagle and Market District. Find everyday savings and bargains on produce, meat, and more. Look for signs throughout the store highlighting long-term lower prices. With our weekly sales, deals for days promotions, and My Perks loyalty program, Giant Eagle helps make the most out of every shopping trip. Surround yourself with savings at Giant Eagle and experience value like never before. Visit Giant Eagle and Market District today to see how easy it is to save.
Hi, welcome to IKEA.
Look at that selection of outdoor furniture.
Yeah, whatever your space or budget, you'll find a setup for outside.
How about an outdoor chaise lounge for my...
Get some sun side.
Yeah, and a table for my...
Come on over, I'm grilling side.
And outdoor lights for my...
Date night on the patio side.
Ooh, you're good.
I try. We've got what you need to create an outdoor oasis. Plus, delivery starts at $19 when you shop online or choose to pick up at your local store today.
Go to IKEA-USA.com for more details. Restrictions apply. Some products may require assembly.
Breaking news, and this one. Ordinary at Bet365. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Ohio. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. T&Cs apply.
Common Man here for Universal Windows Direct. You know what's better than new windows? A new window from Universal Windows Direct that's on sale. It's the tax time sale. You save big while making your home comfortable and energy efficient. You buy 2 windows, you get 2 free. Plus, you pay no interest till 2030. Plus, you get an extra $500 off your home improvement project in March only. Schedule your free home estimate today, 614-502-5220, universalwindowsdirect.com. Like me, you'll be saying, I love my windows.
Hey, Sports Cards fans, I'm Jeff with my buddy Adam, and we run Huggy Kissy Bear breaks on the Whatnot app. What's a card break? Simple. We open boxes of cards live, you pick your team, and we send you all the hits. With over 2,300 5-star reviews, we're all about you. New to card breaks? No sweat. We've got you covered with a sweet welcome package from us. Download the Whatnot app and follow us on Instagram and TikTok to view all of our past Sugar Bear hits. Huggy Kissy Bear breaks, where collectors win big.
The Jackets are back at Nationwide for a battle with the Rangers. Live fan coverage starts Saturday night at 6:30.
Sponsored by Atlas Butler Heating and Cooling.
Your home for Blue Jackets hockey, The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Hi, this is Bob Masheter from Dick Masheter Ford. Thank you to all of Central Ohio as we head towards 60 years of doing business in the Buckeye State. Dad opened up in 1967 simply trying to offer a better way to buy a car, and we've been working ever since to serve our neighbors. We have served you through wars, recessions, and even a Chinese virus. Here is to serving you and your kids and your grandkids for the next 60 years, except on Sundays when we're closed, because it's the right thing to do. Still 24/7 at masheterford.net. Thanks.
Get an Eco.
Hey, Aaron. Hey, Jerry. You know, as much as I enjoy being a professional inventor, a few of my dream inventions still elude me.
Oh, yeah? Like what?
Well, the bruiseless avocado.
Ooh.
The unlosable TV remote.
Could change the world.
And for you, Aaron, the uncloggable drain.
Get Eco.
ECO.
Until you crack it, Jerry, you know our 93 or free drain clearing offer is the next best thing.
Okay, explain yourself.
Get Eco.
ECO.
Our drain team will clear your drain for just $93. If we can't clear it, it's free. And we guarantee it'll stay clear for at least a year, or we will clear it again for free.
Get Eco.
ECO.
We'll even send our little robot camera down there to make sure you don't have a larger problem that could cause more trouble in the future.
Get Eco.
ECO.
You think your guys could bring that robot over to my place and help me find that TV remote?
I think that's impossible even for us.
Get Eco.
ECO.
Eco, plumbers, electricians, and HVAC technicians.
GetEco.com.
Do you suffer from leg pain, leg swelling, varicose veins, or leg ulcers? Dr. Barry Zeta and Dr. Joseph Senta at Ohio Vein and Vascular Polaris are pioneers in the vein and vascular field. Dr. Zeta and Dr. Senta can perform minimally invasive procedures that will get you back on track to a pain-free life. Stop living with leg pain and start the process to healthy living with a free healthy leg screening. Go to loveyourveins.com or call 614-324-VEIN. That's 614-324-VEIN or loveyourveins.com.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Right Way Heating and Cooling and Bryant, doing whatever it takes to keep you and your home comfortable. The Fan.
Sports talk, weekend style. You're listening to Fan Sports Saturday.
Yes, you are. I forget which point in the season the reporting came out that Myles Garrett had asked to meet with the Browns front office. I think it was before the last game against the Ravens.
I think he said
when they did the back and forth quarterback rotation.
He said that he was going to sit down with them. This had to be like the second to last game.
One of the two, right? One of the last 2 weeks of the season.
Sit down with them to see the plan, and then he's going to discuss his future. Because after that, that's when Denzel said, "Well, I'm not as good as Myles, so they're not going to show me the plan, but I'm going to be over his shoulder." Trying to see what he see.
Well, then you had Myles at Radio Row in the Super Bowl telling everybody that would listen that he wants to play for a Super Bowl contender. You also had Denzel at the Super Bowl or the Radio Row saying like, yeah, I'm going to wait and see what Myles does. And I had said then, and I will say now, I don't think the Browns could have presented a plan to Myles Garrett.
There was no plan
for contending for a Super Bowl. I'm sure they had a plan. I'm sure it was like a PowerPoint presentation. And they did all the bells and whistles because Cleveland likes to make little things into big deals as what they did yesterday. But like this team, make no mistake about it, who they start at quarterback. And I will tell you this right now, Browns fan, get ready for Kenny Pickett to start, if not one, but several games for the Cleveland Browns this season. They're winning 4 to 5 games.
That's
about it. They're going to be back in the top 5 picking next year. There's no plan.
Listen.
There's no plan to compete. They've got several, probably.
You know how many times that you go into a season and you think, like, oh, yeah, this team's not going to be great. It was like, it was Washington last year. A lot of people didn't think Washington would be what they were.
You thought they'd be good because, all right, so this is me. I thought they would be better because they had Jaden Daniels. I thought they would be a team that you looked at and said, that team's going to get better year to year. I did not think they would put the rocket ship booster pack on and scream all the way through the playoffs like they did.
Yes.
Correct.
So what I will say is it's hard to predict what's going to happen. I think the Browns, for some odd reason, under Kevin Stefanski, is usually one good year, one bad year, one good year, one bad year. So if that holds true, then this should be back to being a good year. Now, what is a good year? I mean, 8 wins. You
go 500, or you go a game above or below 500. I'm going to consider where you were last year. I'm going to consider that an improvement.
Yeah, I would say, given the schedule that they have, because they play some tough.
Yep, it's ambitious.
Tough teams this season, and they got a 4th place schedule. That's the craziest part. But they play some tough games. I would say that they'd be floating around 500 this year
at best.
Yeah,
at very best. Myles Garrett throughout his stalemate or throughout this saga, maintained that it wasn't about the money.
Yeah.
And then signed that massive extension.
Yeah.
$40 million a year. And now it is almost all assuredly about the money because there is no Super Bowl coming to Cleveland anytime soon. Probably the first time the Lombardi Trophy makes its way to the North Shore is when they award the Browns the Super Bowl game itself at that brand new stadium. This team is not ready to go yet, and it doesn't feel like that's going to be the case for a couple of seasons. So, Myles, I was a little disappointed that he made it all about the money. And then yesterday happened, and I felt justified in my disappointment.
That money talk.
Because, boy, it looked like you wanted to ask him, blink twice if you're in danger. I'm not a body language expert.
Wait a minute.
But when you watched that, Tyves, did you see a person that looked excited to be up there, that looked excited to be representing the Cleveland Browns as the face of the franchise?
It looked like a guy that knows that it's not going to happen next year. Like, I think he realized it's not going to happen next year, and I think he's hopeful for the following season.
So, of the questions that, and this was, I think,
you can't do that. Once Deshaun get off the books, man, like that,
then you might be able to do something.
That's just what it is.
Guess who's not off the books yet?
Nah, he got some time.
So, for Myles Garrett, he was asked a litany of questions. My favorite one was if the team shared their plans for number 2, and he just said, "Next question."
Yeah,
I'm hoping they did.
You know who asked that question?
I do not.
Well, it's funny. You see, this is what happens when you work with so many people. So that was Jason Lloyd that asked that question.
That's a good question.
And Jason Lloyd had just wrote an article in The Athletic talking about Myles Garrett.
Yeah, I read that one.
So I think it's a little beef there. Jason is under the impression that it didn't matter what question he asked. Myles was going to look at him and say, "Next question."
Considering the article, that's a fair expectation for Jason Lloyd. Although I wonder if it had been Mary Kay Cabot asking that question, if he does move along in a similar fashion, because he probably was asked, hey, if they ask you for the plan or if they ask you about the number 2 pick, I don't know what their media training's like up there, but knowing the way they communicate, I don't think I have a good answer on the other end of that in regards to the Cleveland Browns. They had a lot of dinosaurs up there. They had dinosaur cupcakes. They couldn't get the audio to work for the first minute, so the jokes really write themselves for this. But Myles Garrett was up there in a brown shirt and a brown coat. And did not seem thrilled to be the highest paid non-quarterback in the league.
For $40 million, though? I don't know why people are saying this. If somebody put $40 million in front of you,
wouldn't see, yeah.
What you think I'm going to do?
You'd have to pry the smile off my face. But it was all about the money, Myles. And so when he had asked a handful of things yesterday about the trade request and if he regrets it.
No. I think, I had some frustration and, I feel like that helped us grow and have conversations that were difficult but need to be had, and that created a little bit more discourse, helped build some relationships, and reaffirm them. And now I feel like we're in a better place, and now we can move on and grow from there.
I also thought it was interesting. He was asked if he needs to make amends with the Browns fan base.
No, I mean from day one, I've always said that I've wanted to bring a championship to Northeast Ohio. So that doesn't change, my stance. And I'm just going to continue to turn those opinions around or reinforce those opinions by going out and doing what I've always done, going out and make plays, being a great teammate, great leader, and being the best person I could be on this field and off the field for the Cleveland Browns.
I think that's an honest answer. And I think as a Browns fan, I don't need to see or hear anything really from him.
I don't understand.
Go out and go out and be Myles.
As a Browns fan, why would they be mad at Myles?
Yeah, I don't know. Because he wanted to leave your team. I get if you're a fan.
Did you see what happened last season? You would want to leave your team.
I had a couple of social media posts pleading with the team to trade him because I want him to go to a winner.
I do too.
It isn't going to be with the organization that you currently signed the deal with to make you the highest paid non-quarterback in the league, but you signed it. Because as the $1 Million Man said, everyone's got a price.
Yeah.
But do the Browns have a plan now at quarterback? We'll discuss that next. Sports Saturday on The Fan.
An ex-jock and a very puffy, smooth-faced man. These are the first voices you should hear. Morning Juice. Your wake-up service.
Weekday mornings from 6 to 9.
The Fan.
Hey, Ohio, Prime Sports has arrived. The only book where you can lay 108 instead of 110 on all your favorite teams. Football, baseball, basketball, and hockey. Why would you risk more to win the same amount at another sports book? Download the Prime Sports Ohio app or visit our website, primesportsbook.com. Get a welcome bonus to match your initial deposit up to $400 in bonus bets and be a member of the Prime Sports family.
Terms and conditions apply. Visit website for details. Must be 21 and present in Ohio. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
ESPN Bet Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus is the place to be for all the basketball action. Watch every game at once with over 50 feet of video wall and more than 30 TVs. Endless chances to win big. Show off your jump shot in our King of the Court drawings or create your perfect bracket for a shot at Penn Cash. Enjoy food and bucket specials all tournament long. Guarantee your spot. Reserve a table now at HollywoodColumbus.com. Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-589-9966.
Need inspiration? Shop Kroger for mouth-watering meals and appetizing ingredients. Our low prices add up to big savings, plus over $600 in digital coupons each week, and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump. At Kroger, you always get big flavors and big savings. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.
You can save big on 12 packs of Coca-Cola, Pepsi, or 7-Up. Right now, select varieties or buy 2, get 2 free with your card. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Atlas Butler is built to keep you comfortable, and our plumbing services are no exception. You can rely on Atlas Butler for trusted, convenient plumbing and drain service. Our expert plumbers and drain specialists can take care of anything, from a broken water heater to a clogged drain. Call today, get it fixed today. That's our pledge to you.
Atlas Butler is at your service. Call 1-800-FURNACE.
If you're 55 and up, T-Mobile has plans built just for you. 2 lines of unlimited for just $30 a line. That's a 45% savings compared to Verizon and AT&T. But don't just take our word for it.
It's not just the savings that are great with our T-Mobile plan. There's all this value from all these other things that T-Mobile offers.
T-Mobile has been such a savings for us.
We love it. Switch today and get 2 free 5G phones like the Motorola Edge with Turbo Power charging that gives you power for the day in just 15 minutes. And customers 55 and up can get 2 lines of talk, text, and data for only $30 a line. Go to T-Mobile.com/choice55 to learn more. With AutoPay plus taxes and fees, plus $5 per line without AutoPay. Debit or bank account required. 45% off 2 lines versus AT&T Starter and Verizon Welcome. Plan benefits vary. Motorola Edge on us with 24 monthly bill credits and new line for well-qualified customers, plus tax and $35 per line connection charge. See details at T-Mobile.com. Motorola Edge requires 68-watt charger. Charger sold separately. Actual performance will vary based on usage and configuration.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports Center.
And I'm Cole Bartimus. The Blue Jackets have an opportunity to start anew tonight, and they can do so on the home ice. The CBJ just paid the Rangers a visit 6 days ago, and now the Rangers are returning the favor. That previous meeting on Sunday was a 7-3 victory for the Jackets, and it's been the only bright spot over the past couple weeks. They've lost 4 to their last 5 in total, and the playoff picture is looking less inspiring than it once did. The Jackets and Rangers are tied with 70 points, though the Jackets do hold the tiebreaker currently, which gives them the second wildcard spot. But there are some serious points on the line tonight. Jackets, Rangers, 7 p.m. puck drop. Catch it right here on the Fan. Pregame starts at 6:30. Only 4 teams remain in the Big Ten Conference Tournament. Every single game on yesterday's sheet was a blowout, so all of these teams will be entering today with some confidence. 1-seeded Michigan State will play 5-seeded Wisconsin at 1 o'clock, and then 2-seeded Maryland and 3-seeded Michigan will play somewhere in the neighborhood of 3:30, depending on how long the first game goes.
During weekend programming, pants are optional.
Look at my butt!
However, leather chairs may have been a bad choice. You're listening to Fan Sports Saturday.
So 17 auto bids to the big dance are going to be handed out sometime in the next 24 hours. You've got conference semifinal games in the Big Ten, in the SEC, in the ACC. You'll have those finals coming up tomorrow. For the Big Ten, you got Wisconsin and Michigan State. They'll play at 1 o'clock, and then you've got Michigan and Maryland. So you might get an all-mitten Big Ten tournament championship game. Further, I think, driving that knife kind of in your heart of what this feels like as an Ohio State fan, where for the 3rd year in a row, you are not part of the big dance.
You know, I did the show last night with Tim, and he said, tell me, where is Ohio State basketball currently, present day? Where are they at? And I said, they're mediocre at best. Was that harsh?
Yeah. No.
Okay, so that was me being honest.
It hurts.
It is, but that's what it is, though. Like, because they haven't made the dance in 3 years. Like, could you imagine if the football team had made the CFP?
Well, I can imagine what the football team, what it's like not beating Michigan for the last 4. So
they wanted, and did you see the 4 years after this year, they wanted him gone. The man went and won a championship. It's still people in this fan base that's still upset that they won it all, but he's still mad that he didn't win
to that anger. I think there's some of that for this basketball team, right? And not necessarily anger like the coach has to go, but anger in the why aren't we at the level of a Michigan or a Michigan State in the Big Ten? Why is mediocrity the label you're giving to the Ohio State men's basketball team? And in year one under Jake Diebler, I think mediocre is fair. And I think that everybody obviously looks to raise that next year. For me, it starts with your allocation of NIL resources because you missed on those.
Yeah.
And that's where I think you start to put together at least somewhat of a plan for next year and what you want from the portal, who you on this roster don't want to allocate any more resources to, and who you've, who are you going to put more on as a younger player to contribute next season?
I think that you have to look at it and say you got to keep the core 4 guys that you have. The John Mobleys, the Devin Royal, Sean Stewart, and Bruce.
Yep.
You got to keep those 4 guys. And then you have to go get pieces. You got to go get a big. That's like number one. You got to get a guy that can.
Is Aaron Bradshaw on this roster next season?
I don't know. It's a lot of fans would say probably no, but the size and if you can get him stronger, maybe it's the strength thing.
Oh, what's that size worth when he can't grab a rebound?
That's what I'm saying. What if he puts on 15, 20 pounds? Maybe he's stronger. Maybe he's able to actually be in the paint to not get moved out the way to get rebounds. Maybe that could be a thing. Like that's a thing.
What was Tim's response, by the way, when you said mediocre?
He said that I was being harsh.
Of course he did.
Yeah, but at the same time,
he's also network Timmy. So
okay.
It is
a Learfield show.
Yeah, that's why I say network. He's part of the network, so he can't really.
Timmy's always looking at things from a positive standpoint. He's always got his positive shades on.
I am too. It is it's mediocre. Like it is what it is.
Sure.
I tell it like it is. You got to call a spade a spade.
You do.
In today's society.
So the plan for the basketball Buckeyes, obviously starting to come together over the next couple of weeks. The transfer portal opens on March 24th. That's the day after the second round of the NCAA tournament concludes. The college basketball crown starts on March 31st, likely the destination for Team 126. And if Adam Jardy said it, so I'm going to say if the reporting is to be true, and if Jardy says it, then it's in stone, that there will be financial compensation in the name of name, image, and likeness deals.
That's correct.
For players to participate in the college basketball crown. Really the only way you can guarantee that there's going to be 16 teams with 6 or 7 players on those rosters.
Well, the way he described it yesterday was the first 1 or 2 rounds, there is no compensation.
Ooh.
But after that, then you start getting compensation.
I do wonder if on Monday, so what? And tomorrow is 3/16. Give me a hell yeah. Monday, 3/17. If the college basketball crown and Fox Sports and their partners reach out to the teams and say, we will offer all of your players X amount of compensation to guarantee your participation in this event. I think that would be the smart thing to do because it wouldn't. If teams in the Big Ten aren't looking at Devin Royal and saying, if we add him to our roster, we're exponentially better next season, they're foolish. That's the biggest fear for me, is that Devin Royal gets an offer that gets him out of Columbus.
I mean, that's happened last year. Felix Okpara, Roddy Gale.
I think it would be worse if you lose Devin for Team 127 than losing Felix was for Team 126. Still stung, still hurt, but you had Aaron Bradshaw and Hopper. So when Felix announces his decision to transfer, you already knew Bradshaw was coming in. So the fear wasn't there. With Devin Royal, that would hurt.
It would.
That would really, really hurt this team in a way I don't know if they could come back from.
He's been a big bright spot in this season.
That's what I think the college basketball crown, again, it would behoove them to do. It would be in their best interest. Now, a lot of times teams don't act in their best interest for some strange reason. The Browns... The Steelers might not be acting in their best interest because it does feel like with news this week, Pittsburgh didn't really have a plan for quarterback. They had a couple of ideas, similarly with the Browns. They didn't really have like a concrete plan. They had a couple of ideas.
Their plan is they're drafting Jackson Dart. And
that's what the Steelers are doing.
The 21st pick.
So what'd you get
21st?
Yeah, 21st.
What'd you get DK Metcalf for?
To have, because you want to make your rookie comfortable having a bunch of weapons around.
You think telling DK Metcalf that he's like, I'm on board? Because that's what he said to Brooke Pryor of ESPN. Was that the story the Steelers sold to him was a quarterback plan that he was comfortable with. Or at least that's what he said outwardly. Okay. Quote, they made me feel like they had the right decision with who was going to be throwing me the football. I'm not making the decision in the quarterback room. I'm just going to try to do the best of my abilities to help whomever they have out there throwing the football. So they make the correct decisions to bring the quarterback in here. I'm just going to roll with that.
Okay.
It's the right thing to say.
Sounds like Aaron Rodgers to me.
Let me ask you guys this from the outside. Oh, God. Let me ask you guys this as outsiders. On the inside, I don't even have an answer to this question. Are the Steelers in win-now mode, or should they be? Is more so the question to ask.
Well, they have some aging guys on.
Yeah, I think it's win-now.
You know, the Cam Haywards.
But we haven't been winning now.
The Cam Haywards, you know, I understand.
TJ Watt.
Cam gets better when he gets older, but at some point it's going to plateau.
Oh, I know. He's like 14 years in.
TJ Watt. See, the thing about TJ Watt is he's fairly healthy a lot, but, you know, as you get older, the body starts to break down. You go get a guy like Darius Slay, who's played really good ball last year. For him to be up there in age, man, he's playing some good ball.
I just keep coming back to you didn't go get DK Metcalf to do a build.
Yes.
So.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
So
it's Aaron Rodgers. At some point, and the
Sure,
next,
you're right. I guess we have to.
You're putting the eggs in that basket because he's still on the beach drinking ayahuasca.
In the next 72 hours, I fully expect to see that the Pittsburgh Steelers and Aaron Rodgers have agreed on a contract.
Oh, great.
I just think
that's not great.
No, it's not.
I mean, it's the best option because you, as the Cleveland Browns
this
and
week,
them sit around,
a lot of not great quarterbacks were given great quarterback money.
Just going off the board. They're just flying off the board every day.
As much as I appreciate what Justin Fields did for Ohio State and did at Ohio State, $40 million, 30 of it guaranteed.
Ain't that nice?
Good for Justin, but for the Jets, Tyvis, if you can't, I would encourage the Saturday program to watch the YouTube chat. Tyvis is trying to catch a gnat, but he's got a wrist brace on one of his arms. So he's kind of like a one-armed man, and he's been trying for the past 5 minutes to catch this damn gnat, and he is failing at it.
It's unbelievable.
Like Mr. Miyagi would be pissed at you.
I had it, actually. I thought
You
I
didn't.
had because I smashed it, but like he didn't die.
That's probably what the Browns thought with their quarterback situation, because there's a similar question. Now, they trade Dorian Thompson-Robinson to the Philadelphia Eagles. They get Kenny Pickett. Kenny Pickett says he's expected, small hands.
He has small hands.
Yeah. I can't wait to see Browns fans who were making fun of him when he was in our uniform try to convince yourselves that he's somehow inspiring for you.
Well, he also was topping the league in go ahead or game winning drive.
Yeah, but we can't do that. No.
Hell yeah.
We did that for Andy Dalton for years. You do not get credit for losing games and then forcing
Hell
yourself
yeah.
to come back. You think Tom Brady and Patrick Mahomes are launching comebacks? No, they're just winning.
Just saying.
Come on,
just
that is
saying.
a cherry-picked stat.
He is a fact.
Aren't they all, though?
It's a fact. He was very high in game winning.
That's the Thaddeus Young graphic where it's like him, Larry Bird, LeBron, and Wilt Chamberlain. Where it's like the most specific five-leg parlay ever.
To me, if the Browns are down or tied and they need a drive to get down the field,
Pickett time.
It's Pickett time.
So Cleveland met with Russell Wilson on Thursday, or not Friday, excuse me. Or was it the Thursday or Friday? What the hell, Russell Wilson? Yeah, Cleveland Thursday met with the Jets. Met with the Giants, excuse me, on Friday. Yeah. Flacco met with Big Blue on Thursday. So I guess there was a situation where Myles was in the building with Russ, and they exchanged pleasantries. Oh, no.
They said Deshaun and Myles was there to pitch to Russell Wilson.
Boy. Yeah. You know what I was really thrilled about? The idea of Deshaun Watson not quarterbacking my favorite football team next year.
Enjoy our sloppy seconds.
What if in a crazy world they actually allowed Deshaun to come back and compete for
No doctor would ever put their name on that.
Deshaun?
This season?
No, not this season. Next season.
Oh, next season? I could see it.
They'll let him come back and compete.
I could see it.
And what if he wins it out?
With NFL decision makers is they will rather be proved not wrong than be right.
They'd rather be proved not wrong.
Well, we weren't wrong. We weren't right, but we weren't wrong about Deshaun.
Well,
they weren't right, but
that would be unbelievable because
it's the NFL, my friend.
No, because
Sam Darnold just got $100 million. No, I'm
going to tell you why I'd be unbelievable.
You told me that last year, and my head would have spun.
I'm going to tell you why I'd be unbelievable.
Okay.
Because that would mean that he decided to just run Kevin's offense. To be like,
he told you that he loved Kevin's offense.
He did, yeah, obviously.
And then they changed the offense, and now they're changing it back.
Wouldn't that be something? He comes back and runs Kevin's offense. It looks good. I would look at him like, man.
He's going to be inspired in that contract year in 2026.
Also, with like big contracts.
Yeah, that's real.
Oh, come on.
That's real.
So. The NFL never ceases to amaze with the audacity of thought. Because Kirk Cousins, is he just going to get a solid done for him by Arthur Blank?
Yep.
Like that's what's going to happen?
Yep, cut me 10.
Give me a solid, man.
Ain't that crazy? And all I wanted was 2. They giving out just 10. Here, take 10. I just wanted 2.
Great quarterback money for not great quarterback play. Here's the thing with the Browns, and similarly for the Steelers, if they're going to go this route of Aaron Rodgers or of Kirk Cousins or of Joe Flacco or of Russell Wilson, are any of those elevators of talent? Of the 4, you think Aaron Rodgers was?
He was.
What's he now?
He had some good moments last year. He played some good
His stats were great.
One game.
Yeah, well, it's there.
That Thursday night game against the Patriots, we're all like, oh, that's Aaron Rodgers. And then the rest.
Wasn't they 4-2 at a point?
Oh, man, I'm not sure about that because Robert Saleh got fired early.
The New York Football Jets?
Yeah, what was it was like a good
They were at
team.
no point in the season 4-2, Tyvis. They might have been 2-4.
Really?
Yeah, Saleh got fired early.
They shouldn't have did that. That was the worst.
Well, Aaron Rodgers wanted them to. This is what you get when you ask that kind of a person into your franchise and you give him unlimited power. He wields it.
And then they trade for an aging receiver, which is exactly what you do after you fire a head coach. So you fire your coach, and then you're all in after that.
So there are several teams that don't feel like they have a good plan at quarterback or really a plan at all. For Ohio State, the quarterback plan, when you speak it, it's simple. How is it going to look on the field this coming Monday? We'll discuss that next. It's Sports Saturday on The Fan.
The only workplace in America to participate in the Doorknob Fart Game. And we also play office basketball and sometimes do radio. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Hoops fans, are you ready to score big and get lucky this March? What's up? It's T-Bone. I'm here to tell you that Bud Light will be holding mini hoops challenges at bars and restaurants across town over the next several weeks with one goal in mind, to send one lucky local winner to Las Vegas where they'll compete for $10,000. Take your shot at March Madness glory. This week, join Bud Light and watch some hoops on Saturday afternoon as they take over Pastimes Grandview and Grandview Yard. They'll be there from 2 to 6 p.m. and have a mini hoops basketball challenge that'll give you a shot at a Vegas trip and $10,000.
For a limited time at Verizon, you can get our best price ever for a single line. Just $45 per month when you bring your phone, which is less than you spend on Too Tired to Cook takeout every week. Get one line on unlimited welcome for $45 per month with AutoPay plus taxes and fees. Visit your local Columbus Verizon store by April 2nd to save. $20 monthly promo credits applied over 36 months with a new line on unlimited welcome. In times of congestion, unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds. Additional terms apply.
Get Eco.
Hey, Aaron.
Hey, Jerry.
You know, as much as I enjoy being a professional inventor, a few of my dream inventions still elude me.
Oh, yeah? Like what?
Well, the bruiseless avocado.
Ooh.
The unlosable TV remote.
Could change the world.
And for you, Aaron, the uncloggable drain.
Get Eco.
Until you crack it, Jerry. You know our 93 or free drain clearing offer is the next best thing.
Okay. Explain yourself.
Get Eco.
Our drain team will clear your drain for just $93. If we can't clear it, it's free. And we guarantee it'll stay clear for at least a year, or we will clear it again for free.
Get Eco.
We'll even send our little robot camera down there to make sure you don't have a larger problem that could cause more trouble in the future.
Get Eco.
You think your guys could bring that robot over to my place and help me find that TV remote?
I think that's impossible even for us.
Get Eco.
Eco, plumbers, electricians, and HVAC technicians.
GetEco.com.
Hi, this is Bob Masheter from Dick Masheter Ford. Thank you to all of Central Ohio as we head towards 60 years of doing business in the Buckeye State. Dad opened up in 1967 simply trying to offer a better way to buy a car, and we've been working ever since to serve our neighbors. We have served you through wars, recessions, and even a Chinese virus. Here is to serving you and your kids and your grandkids for the next 60 years, except on Sundays when we're closed, because it's the right thing to do. Still 24/7 at masheterford.net. Thanks.
Roll Up to Win is back at Tim Hortons. We're rolling out great prizes like a 2025 Ford Bronco, $500 daily jackpots, Xboxes, and more. You can earn rolls with your purchase of an eligible hot or cold beverage and favorite breakfast item. A whole new way to earn rolls this year. Visit your neighborhood Tim's and download the app for great food and more opportunities to roll up to win. No purchase necessary. Tim Hortons app required. See rules on app for details. Entered by 3/23/25. Sponsored by Tim Hortons.
Can't get enough of your favorite fan content? Good news, we're on all the digitals. Follow 971 The Fan on X, Facebook, YouTube, The Talk, and Gram. Your digital home for endless shenanigans. The Fan.
Men, this is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health. And you've heard me talk a lot about how treating low testosterone can improve your sleep, your workouts, your energy levels, and more. But today I want to talk to you about your sex drive, because low testosterone can have a significant impact on your desire for intimacy. It can even be a factor in erectile dysfunction. And if you're in a relationship or wanting to be in a relationship, a low sex drive could really be a problem. The good news is that if you're like most guys, treating your low testosterone could really change the way you feel about sex, giving you back the flame and desire that is so important when you love someone. So if you're feeling sluggish and tired, if you're not sleeping well, if your workouts aren't that great, and most of all, if your sex drive is more like a putt, make an appointment at Tri-State Men's Health and have your testosterone levels checked. Your initial visit is only $99 and includes blood work and a medical consult. And if you start on testosterone the day of your appointment, your visit is free. Call 800-900-9654 or go to tristatemenshealth.com. We have 6 offices across the tri-state area to serve you.
Home values in Columbus are sky high, and you have a ton of equity. Your financial advisor thinks the market has peaked. So if you're thinking about selling, it's time. Except for 2 things. High interest rates will burn you on a new home loan, and you're not ready to move. Savvy financial advisors suggest Truehold's new Sell and Stay program. It's ingenious because they buy your home now while its value is high, but you can stay in your home as long as you want with an easy, affordable lease. Smart, right? Truehold will make you a solid cash offer, not a lowball offer like the others. It's based on your home's current value. The cash is yours to travel, pay off bills, or secure your retirement. And again, you can stay in your home with a comfortable lease. Truehold covers property taxes, insurance, and maintenance. See how much Truehold will pay for your home today. Call 1-855-300-9993 or visit Truehold.com. The smarter, faster way to cash out your home's value without moving. That's Truehold.com.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Showers and possibly a thunderstorm this morning with winds gusting greater than 20 miles per hour at times. Temperatures holding steady in the low 60s. By the afternoon, we're in the low 70s with a few showers and storms. A couple storms could be gusty this evening as well. And then overnight, a few showers with temperatures in the mid-50s. I'm meteorologist Mike Joyce on 97.1 The Fan.
During this 10-second promo, Rothman will lose money gambling on something.
People like you come here and blow the family nest egg that built this town.
Rothman and Ice.
Weekdays from noon to 3.
The Fan. Live, local, and still slightly drunk.
I'm not drunk, all right? I just have a speech impediment.
This is Fan Sports Saturday.
So if you're keeping score at home, you're probably not, but I am here. The Nat in the studio, 6, Tyvis Powell, 0. That's right, a former NFL player can't catch a bug. And is it, I mean, your right wrist, your dominant wrist, is currently dealing with an injury, so that's why you've got a cast on it for those wondering. Because you broke it twice, right, in your playing career?
Yes.
And so you injured it this time how?
Playing basketball. I went for a loose ball, and I think I hit the guy in the back of on his back, and I bent it awkwardly, and yeah, had me down. But I finished the game, and we won. So
that's all that counts.
The most important thing.
You can be injured, battered, broken, beaten, but victory.
The same thing happened when I did it in football. Like I didn't come out the game.
Nope.
Like that's crazy talk. I finished the game. And then we dealt with it afterwards.
I keep thinking back to Ohio State's national championship run, those 4 games, and an expanded 16-team college football field, or 16-game college football season. Likely still 12 teams for the college football playoff this year, but you're getting 14 to 16 in the near future. And just thinking of the injuries sustained by these players over that long haul of a season. And just thinking of the players and just all of the braces and bandages and straps and wraps that they had as they're trying to gut through. And this is both Notre Dame and Ohio State as they're gutting their way through a national championship. And it's only going to get longer, and the demands are only going to be more of these athletes.
Yeah.
Crazy.
The thing is, you play DB. If it's an upper body injury, you can overcome that. So for me, I would say if I played 3 seasons on the field, half of my time I've played with a broken wrist, which is crazy. I played 2 seasons with a broken wrist for pretty much the entire season. So I was one-handed the entire year. And to think, if it was a leg injury, that's it. You can't, as a DV, you can't play with that. Anytime it's going to affect your speed or your ability to move, you can't do it. But if it's like a shoulder or hand or something like that, you can play through that.
I was looking this week. I saw what brought this to my mind is when you do a show 5 days a week, a lifestyle, leisure, and sports show, Bishop and Friends, weekdays 9 to noon, and then you do the Saturday Spectacular, you're constantly looking for things. And you're always saving tweets, you're screenshotting things, or you're liking tweets, or you're just always trying to accumulate as much information as possible. There was a piece by Chris Hummer of CBS Sports where Connor Wegman, former 5-star quarterback who I think started at Texas A&M, now he's at Houston, played a lot last season, week to week on Toradol shots.
Yeah.
Just get me through this.
Yeah.
And I can't imagine how many college football players are in. How many athletes are in that exact same spot where, I don't care.
I did that. The year we won the Natty. Me and Zeke did that. We both had sprained AC joints. We separated our shoulders, and we both had to get that shot before every game. But when you got that shot, what shoulder?
Ready to jump,
I was out there
jump into a wall.
I felt great. I felt like what shoulder was hurt again?
And there were people that were calling that shocking. They're drugging him up every week to get ready to play. And it's yeah. They sure are.
They need me. I have to play.
And so to lesser extents about, the Ohio State football team, that's why you're doing what you're doing in the spring and moving it back 2 weeks. And doing, I would say, what's a much lighter workload for these Buckeyes because of the physical asks that are going to be given this fall. It's because of the asks that these guys were to put their bodies through during that college football playoff run and the guys that are returning for this team.
I think that the way that they look at it is, we don't necessarily have to go as hard as we did in the spring ball because, some of those new guys that we got, they were here. They were here for the championship run. Guys got in the portal, and they ended up getting guys out the portal. The early signees, they were here, doing practice against, when they was doing the Texas game or the national championship run. They were here doing those practices. So they actually got to put a lot under their belt going into the spring to where guys already got seasoned. They already know what to expect and things like that. So I think to them, that's why they feel comfortable, we've already got some reps in the bag that we banked in January that we can take 2 weeks off and still be fine.
Yeah, spring game for the Silver Bullets or for Ohio State starts Monday. That'll be at 8:30 a.m. practice. They're going to do 14 practices or 13 practices at the Woody Hayes Athletic Center over a 27-day period. They'll likely have one scrimmage at Ohio Stadium. That'll be Saturday, March 29th. And then they'll be at the Shoe for the Spring Spectacular or the Spring Showcase. You can't call it a spring game. That'll be Saturday, April 12th. What do you expect that? Because there have been few, if any, details about that showcase. Ryan Day says he hopes to have it more than a 7-on-7 scrimmage. But if you go too much more than that, then you might risk an injury or two. But you've also got to walk the fine line of delivering for your fan base who you're going to ask to pay for tickets to this thing. What do you expect that to look like?
I expect I think that the fans would be fine if you do, let's say you did a 7-on-7 with the ones, your projected starters, guys that played a lot. And then for the 2s, 3s, and 4s, you go back to regular game play. Like that would be nice because the 7-on-7 takes the contact out for the line, and the tackling and all of those things. But you're still getting good work. Obviously, there's not a ton of collisions when you're doing 7-on-7. And but you still want those younger guys to get the experience of playing in the shoe in front of all of these fans. So maybe you put them in there. Maybe you have a quick whistle. That's a part of it. You could be a quick whistle, a thud.
You'd have to, it feels like.
Yeah, quick whistle. He about to make the tackle, blow it dead, and there it is. Or they just tag off. That's fine. That's fine. All I'm going to tell you is fall camp, it better be live. You can't not tackle for all this time and then think the season come around and you're going to be tackling. That's just not going to happen. So you just make sure, you could tone it back, but I think the fans will be appreciative. They want to see the JJs out there. So if it's in a 7-on-7 atmosphere, that's fine. That's still exciting.
So waking up the morning of April 12th and you walk into the shoe, and you see Julian Sayin go out there, and they do that 7-on-7, ones versus ones. Mm-hmm. And Julian Sayin's the quarterback for that first couple of snaps.
Okay.
How much we all put that's the starting quarterback for this team into it. Even if he goes out there for a couple snaps, and then they replace him with Lincoln Keenholz, and then Tavian St. Clair comes in, because Day says that the plan, and he said this with Dom about their quarterback competition. Dom caught up with them on the Buckeye Cruise for Cancer.
Yeah, it'll be a very fierce competition. Lincoln and Julian and then Tavian. We're excited to see those guys compete. And, we'll chart everything, and everything will be a competition. I feel like we're going to need everybody, but, I feel like there'll be a lot of growth coming out of the spring and an opportunity for these guys to take it and run. It's one thing when you're a backup. It's another thing when you're actually running it. And I've shared with those guys, especially with Lincoln and Julian, who were there last year, you got a chance to see a guy lead at a high level. So now, and this was the conversation leading up to the national championship game. When the national championship's over, that's it. Will's done. His time's done here. Now you have to take it over. And so you have to walk different. You got to move different. You have to, practice different, everything like that. So this is an opportunity now for these guys to take it and run. And then Tavian, is just coming. But Tavian spent 2 weeks here too, and that was great for our freshmen to see how these guys operate in the last 2 weeks of the season.
So it's wide open right now?
Oh, yeah, wide open.
Ryan Day says it's wide open. Tyvis Powell, do you believe him? I'll have you answer that question in 2 minutes. It's Sports Saturday on The Fan.
Welcome to Tire Discounters. Thanks. I got to warn you, I drive a hard bargain. Okay. So let's hear your first offer. Well, how about, with any 4-tire purchase, we'll give you a free alignment. Man, I'm good. All right, let's do it before you change your mind. And we'll also give you a free oil change. Ha! I can't believe I talked you into this deal. Sometimes I amaze even myself.
Don't tell accounting. But with any 4-tire purchase at Tire Discounters, you get a free alignment and a free full synthetic oil change. See store for details.
Bobby Carpenter here for Germain Toyota. Swing by Germain Toyota and ask for Marcello and discover unbeatable deals and a wide selection of new and certified pre-owned Toyota vehicles. Visit them at germaintoyota.net. Germain Toyota on the corner of I-70 and Bryce Road.
Back in the studio with a return visit from
Todd Schmelt.
Todd, the last time you were with us, you claimed to be
the dumbest person in Columbus.
You're being really hard on yourself.
Not in the least. You know what I got?
I hate to ask.
One of them thermostats with the dial and the needle. Woo, woo, woo.
Maybe that's not modern, but not.
What am I? Eli Whitney, Elias Howe, Johann Gertis?
I don't know who those people are.
Those are old-timey people from the 19th century, and that's me. Outdated, like my silly old thermostat.
Okay, look, you're not the dumbest guy in Columbus. You just haven't called Apex Pros.
The pros who knows?
Those guys. Whether it's the latest technology, fixing your furnace, or a brand new system, they know all the stuff so you don't have to.
I don't have to know it all?
Nah, you just have to know the pros who knows.
Apex Pros. I'm not the dumbest guy in Columbus.
I didn't even know who Johann Gertis was.
Inventor of the gas-powered unicycle. Look it up, doy.
Okay, you don't have to be mean.
No doubt about it. Columbus loves Apex Pros. The pros who knows. ApexPros.com.
Bo Bishop here. High Bank Distillery Co. is the most awarded distillery in America at the 2024 San Francisco World Spirits Competition. Stop by your local liquor store to grab a bottle, or the 3 restaurant locations in Gahanna, Grandview, or Westerville. Dine, drink, distill at High Bank.
If you haven't thought about Buckeye football today, I'm sorry to tell you that you're dead. Our condolences. Your home of the Buckeyes, The Fan. Garnish your Bloody Mary with sports talk. You're listening to Fan Sports Saturday.
We'll get to a green conversation here.
Yeah, he's out of line.
In a couple minutes. I would say I'm not, but
you out of line.
We'll bring it to the air, and then we'll let the fans decide. I'd asked you a question going into break. Ryan Day says the quarterback competition between Julian Sayin, Tavian St. Clair, and Lincoln Keenholz is wide open. And asked, do you believe him?
That's such a politically correct thing to say.
Yep, you have to say.
Don't believe them.
Same.
Not at all. Not a chance. They have their answer. They've had their answer since last year. I mean, that's kind of what it is. I mean, like I said, I was around the program last year. I understood what in the locker room what was being said. Like they all were on Julian.
What's their actions, right?
Yes.
It's they, despite having the talent in the quarterback room last year, once Julian entered the transfer portal, because he was down to Ohio State and Alabama when he made his college decision coming out of high school.
Mm-hmm.
But when he enters the transfer portal, you had a ton of talent already in your quarterback room.
Yep.
Common sense would have dictated, no, you're good. You got Will Howard, he'll be your starter, but you've got Aaron Olin, you've got Lincoln Keenholz, you've got Tavian St. Clair committed. Like, you've got a pipeline that's ready to go. You still went and got Julian Sayin.
Yep.
And then almost every chance they had last year to talk about the quarterbacks, they, of course, glossed glowingly about Will Howard.
Mm-hmm.
Then it was Julian Sayin.
Yep.
And then what you have to do now in the name, image, and likeness era is open practices to fans, open practices to media hunks like us. We saw Julian Sayin, and it's different. You saw Will Howard, and while as great as he was and as much of a gazelle as he is as a runner, you saw them throw the football. And all of the football throwers that they had, you looked and you saw Julian Sayin, and you said, that's different.
Yeah.
But different in a good way.
Just look at the season. How much did Julian Sayin, earlier in the season when the games were blowouts, we seen Lincoln. We seen Julian, not Lincoln.
We saw some Devin, too, for some reason.
Yes. He was the backup.
Yeah.
So don't do that.
I hope this season,
don't do that.
in games against Grambling and in games against Ohio.
We are playing Grambling, aren't we?
Yes. It's the second game of the season. So you got Texas, Grambling, and the Ohio Bobcats.
The MAC champion, Bob.
The MAC champion, Ohio Bobcats. So you got 3 fantastic marching bands for the first 3 weeks of the season. If Gramblings makes the trip to Columbus, which I hope you spring. I don't know, again, with programs like Grambling, can they afford that kind of an expense? I would hope Ohio State reaches out and says, no, we'll cover it. Bring the band.
That'd be nice.
Because that's probably the most entertaining part of the game for Grambling.
It's not like they're getting a halftime show or anything.
You could put them in part of the halftime show.
What?
I think it would be a cool nod.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Excuse me?
What?
You want the best band in the land to share halftime with another band?
I think it would be cool.
Are you insane?
Yes.
Yeah,
Travis, I work in radio.
I'm not
diagnosed insane, but that's as close as it gets, brother.
That's not true.
Okay.
I'm not insane.
I'm not saying you are, because you work in television and radio. You work in multiple fields. Like, you have, irons in many different fires. I'm just here.
Well,
I'm as crazy as it gets.
You do a great job here, Eric.
Thank you.
Anyways, no, but back to the quarterback thing. It's you have to say those things because you want it to be a competition. And Lincoln probably knows what's going on. And that means he's going to push as hard as he can, which he owes it to himself to go out there and strike or swing as hard as he can to try to be the starting quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
And if he doesn't win that job after the spring, then it would probably behoove him to go to the transfer portal because you have to get in the one, he's younger, or Julian's younger than you, so he's going to be the starting quarterback over you. And 2, the only way you're going to get to the NFL is to be on the field.
Yep.
And I get the fact that injuries happen. That is 100% fact that injuries do happen. It's part of the game. And you would love to have Lincoln here as a backup if things happen to Julian. But I'm not going to hang my hat on that either. Like, Devin Brown was here the entire year. We seen him for one meaningful snap?
Yeah.
Which was the
nice touchdown pass to Jeremiah Smith.
He threw a touchdown pass?
Threw that ball to Jeremiah.
Michigan State, right?
Yeah, it was against Spartans.
Dang, that was him. Huh?
That was him, yeah.
Look at that. Well, he's going to be at Cal Berkeley next year.
Yes, he will.
Golden Bears.
Yes, he is.
But yeah, but I also believe at some point that they're going to add a veteran quarterback in the transfer portal after the spring as well.
They're going to have to.
Because all your entire room is too young, and you got to have somebody in there with some type of experience just in case. And I think that you'll be more inclined to go with the veteran guy if something did happen to Julian Sainz. So that's why, again, I think that the Lincoln Kingholz thing, it is what it is. Unless he comes out here and just has an unbelievable spring, and we walk out of spring and we see the spring game or whatever, the spring showcase, and we
don't call it a game.
Like, man, Lincoln is out there wheeling and dealing.
See, it's even tougher for you.
I know it is. Lincoln and Julian.
Oh, no, I'm not saying like the name thing, but like you've already put it in your mind who quarterback one is for Ohio State.
Yeah, it's
barring an absolute collapse in spring, because you can't fool the locker room. If they go out and they see, several poos laid by Julian.
Oh, then
you would have to.
Yeah. But they say he just got that touch.
An incredible ask is going to be made of Ryan Day, of Brian Hartline, of Billy Fessler because of how expedited you are now making this spring. Mm-hmm. As I mentioned, 14 practices over a 30-day stretch. That's the spring. And it kind of dictates because of who you're opening the season with.
Mm-hmm.
You've got to have that guy picked out, not exactly right after spring, but kind of, because going into fall camp, those reps with the ones are going to be so much more important because none of the three that I mentioned have ever actually taken meaningful snaps in meaningful college football games. And if you mention the Cotton Bowl against Lincoln Kingholz, I'm throwing my water bottle at you.
There can't be the Kyle McCord and Devin Brown issue in camp.
And if it is, that's a problem.
We're week 2 in camp and we still don't know. Like that's not going to happen. At this point, knowing who you open the season up against, knowing the quarterback that they have, which, whatever. Like, he's played.
It's no big deal. It's just a Manning.
He played a handful of games. Like, it's not like he started an entire season. He played a handful of games.
I'll say this.
He's still going to be rusty and inexperienced as well.
You're going to have similar questions about Arch Manning in Texas that you have about this Ohio State squad going into the fall.
Yeah.
Week 1, they're going to be ranked very high, both teams, but who's to say that game when the spread comes out, it's not Ohio State, -1, or it's even a pick 'em. And the favor only shifts to Ohio State because people are going to put gobs of cash on the Buckeyes. And the fact that it's in Ohio Stadium, cash is going to flow that way as well. Like this with the Cotton Bowl, people were clamoring for Arch. But my thing has always been since then, if Sark knew that he had that much better of an option than Quinn Ewers, then he would have thrown him in there. Because you're not trying to monkey around with feelings when you're in the college football playoff. You're putting in the guy who you think's in the best position to win a football game. I think we can pretty much say with confidence that Steve Sarkisian, knower of ball. And if he's looking at Quinn and Arch and saying, no, Quinn's still the guy.
Man, that's going to be two great offensive minds. Even though Ryan Day isn't calling the plays.
He's still got his fingerprints. It's still in the headset.
Man, that is going to be Texas and Ohio State. That's some great play calling.
Yeah.
Like
August 30th can't.
Two of the best in the business.
I was just about to say August 30th can't get here soon enough, but it absolutely can.
Oh, it will.
Slow your ass down, time.
It will.
Because I still need my spring and summer.
Once that starts, it's like free day Tyvus is gone.
You work in 7 days a week.
7 days.
Ross Bjork was on with Morning Juice 2 weeks ago, and he had said that they are looking to move the college football calendar earlier in August. So this might be the last season we do an August 30th start, because week 0 probably week 1, and then week 1 becomes week 0. 1 moves to week 0. Week 0 becomes a new week 0 a week earlier. And we're just doing all of this earlier now so we can accommodate for more games at the back end, more asks of these students.
Are you excited for week 0?
Sure. No, I'm not excited for football season. I'm not excited for football season.
Is
I'm
Notre
good.
Dame playing week 0?
Probably. I don't care.
Okay.
Who knows?
I don't care at all about football right now.
Oh, yeah, we play Miami.
Great.
Oh, yeah, the convict.
It'll get here when it gets here. I'm totally good with enjoying a spring and enjoying a summer. Okay. So take your damn time, everybody.
Nope.
I know.
You guys got some Guardians baseball to watch.
Oh, that's in 2 weeks.
Guardians got to repeat.
2 weeks.
Baby.
With your loaded bullpen.
Fans home of the Reds.
Oh, well, yeah.
On ESPN Columbus. So you'll have plenty of baseball over the next couple of weeks. It actually starts this week, baseball does. They're doing Dodgers and Cubs in Tokyo.
Yeah.
You're going to get up at 6 in the morning to watch.
This week?
Yeah. I think it's Monday and Tuesday, if I'm not mistaken.
I mean, I'll be up early like that. So
you got to train for early starts, my friend.
Well, usually I get up to do some workouts and stuff like that. But the
workouts now come later.
Due to the wrist.
Early.
Due to the wrist.
You got to get up and do the therapy.
Therapy?
What do you mean?
Who does therapy?
Only people who care about longevity. Well, I guess you're not in that camp.
Listen, I do my I take it out this brace.
I do my workouts.
I rotate.
You get on YouTube for that.
Do some rotations and stuff like that.
Your rotations.
Yeah. Or I might put it. You know what the great thing is? If I put a joystick in my hand and play the game, that's great therapy.
Oh, it works that way?
It's great therapy.
Tuesday and Wednesday for the Tokyo Series games.
And it's the Dodgers
and Cubs.
Oh, okay. Cubs made some great offseason moves this year.
Yeah,
actually.
they did.
They were getting a lot of players in this offseason, so I'm not expecting them to beat the Dodgers by any means. It's whatchamacallit on the mound?
Yoshinobu Yamamoto is starting the first game for the Dodgers.
Is Ohtani pitching?
Ohtani is not. They've got the other Japanese pitcher that they picked up will be starting game 2 of that.
Roy Suzuki?
Yes, but that's not how you pronounce his name. That's how you pronounce his name. That is not how you pronounce his name. Ohtani, my guess is they're going to give a little bit of time to ramp up to pitching this season. It was really unfortunate to see the news about Garrett Cole, where he's got he's going to get Tommy John.
I mean, it's inevitable for all pitchers.
And all the jokes came out of, well, he's just learned how to be a 700 DH. Like, why isn't he, spending the time to be a DH? Ohtani can do it. It's like Ohtani's a unicorn. And I know it's all done in jest, but.
Yeah. Garrett Cole's it's been brutal these last couple of years. Man.
9 years, $345 million.
You're gonna look at a Yankees run.
He's still getting hurt.
You're gonna look at a Yankees run that had Aaron Judge and Garrett Cole on the same team.
He was hurt,
and you've got to show for it.
He was hurt.
Everybody gets hurt at some point.
I'm excited to see Shane Bieber later in the season.
A healthy Shane Bieber will do Guardians fans wonders.
And if Tristan McKenzie can get his act back together, that'd be nice.
Ross Bjork, back to Ohio State's athletic director, had mentioned that they are coming up with a new way to govern the wild, wild west that is college football. Are we closer to a breakup with the NCAA? Some news came out about that this week that we will discuss next at Sports Saturday on The Fan.
Big Voice Guy here to remind you that you're listening to The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Okay, thanks. I have 3 more seconds. Bye-bye.
What does living your best nonstop life mean to you? Cheering on your team at that big game? A music festival with friends? A family vacation? Or maybe a vacation from your family? Live your best nonstop life with low fares and nonstop flights only at Allegiant.com.
Nonstop flights from Columbus to Fort Lauderdale, one way for as low as $44. Must be purchased by 4/24/2025 for travel between 3/13/2025 and 8/17/2025. Seats and dates are limited. Restrictions apply. See Allegiant.com for details.
It's a different world today than it was 30 years ago when I started Care Heating and Cooling. This is Mike Weens, now the retired founder of Care Heating and Cooling with my sons, Dennis and Ryan.
Dad, 30 years ago, you were the first to warn of companies using service technicians as salespeople, of abusing the trust that a service technician has. With the big conglomerates now buying companies all over Central Ohio, this has become the normal business model.
It's all about greed. The conglomerates know they can make a lot more money by incentivizing their technicians to sell furnaces instead of fixing them. They train their techs to take advantage of a customer when they are the most vulnerable.
Dad, that is not how we were taught. In 2024, Care Heating and Cooling was awarded a BBB Torch Award for ethics and was named the Lennox Partner of the Year. You don't earn those awards by leaving cat toys behind.
Call Care Heating and Cooling at 1-800-COOLING or schedule an appointment online at careheatingandcooling.com. When you need a company you can trust.
Welcome to Nada Yada Island.
Next on Metro's Nada Yada Island podcast.
I almost fainted when the 4 new bombshells arrived. 4 free Samsung Galaxy A16 5G phones at Metro.
No way.
And finding out the 4th line is free. Oh, things got heated.
That's wild. Join Metro and get 4 free Samsung 5G phones. Only at Metro.
Plus tax. Bring 4 numbers and an ID and sign up for any Metro Flex plan. Not available currently at T-Mobile or been with Metro in the past 180 days.
Are you turning 65? Are you looking for Medicare Advantage coverage? Great news! The Ohio State Health Systems and Mount Carmel Health Systems are in our provider network. Aetna has Medicare Advantage plans that include prescription drug coverage with a $0 monthly plan premium. Plus, the plans include benefits like dental, vision, and hearing. Call Aetna today at 1-888-76-AETNA to learn more. One of our licensed agents will answer your call. Call today, 1-888-76-AETNA. Aetna Medicare is an HMO PPO plan with a Medicare contract. Our D-SNPs also have contracts with state Medicaid programs. Enrollment in our plans depends on contract renewal. Plan features and availability may vary by service area. Participating healthcare providers are independent contractors and are neither agents nor employees of Aetna. The availability of any particular provider cannot be guaranteed, and provider network composition is subject to change. Other physicians, providers are available in our network.
The Jackets are fighting for a playoff spot, and they need your help. Send your supportive love waves through the radio by listening to Jackets coverage here on The Fan. If they lose, it's your fault. No pressure. The Fan.
For a limited time at Verizon, you can get our best price ever for a single line. Just $45 per month when you bring your phone, which is less than you spend on Too Tired to Cook takeout every week. Get one line on Unlimited Welcome for $45 per month with AutoPay plus taxes and fees. Visit your local Columbus Verizon store by April 2nd to save. $20 monthly promo credits applied over 36 months with a new line on Unlimited Welcome. In times of congestion, unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds. Additional terms apply.
Hi, this is Bob Mashetter from Dick Mashetter Ford. Thank you to all of Central Ohio as we head towards 60 years of doing business in the Buckeye State. Dad opened up in 1967 simply trying to offer a better way to buy a car, and we've been working ever since to serve our neighbors. We have served you through wars, recessions, and even a Chinese virus. Here is to serving you and your kids and your grandkids for the next 60 years, except on Sundays when we're closed, because it's the right thing to do. Still 24/7 at mashetterford.net. Thanks.
I'm an old school Joe. I never lay juice I don't want to lay. I don't hate my money like that. I'd rather lay minus 108 than minus 110, wouldn't you? Prime Sports is Ohio's full-time reduced juice sports book. Download the Prime Sports Ohio app or visit our website, primesportsbook.com. Get a welcome bonus to match your initial deposit up to $400 in bonus bets. And be a member of the Prime Sports family.
Terms and conditions apply. Visit website for details. Must be 21 and present in Ohio. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hey Sports Cards fans, I'm Jeff with my buddy Adam, and we run Huggy Kissy Bear breaks on the Whatnot app. What's a card break? Simple. We open boxes of cards live, you pick your team, and we send you all the hits. With over 2,300 5-star reviews, we're all about you. New to card breaks? No sweat. We've got you covered with a sweet welcome package from us. Download the Whatnot app and follow us on Instagram and TikTok to view all of our past Sugar Bear hits. Huggy Kissy Bear breaks, where collectors win big.
The Fan Poll is brought to you by Caster Connection. Visit CasterConnection.com to shop online or to work with our Caster Solution Specialists.
We firmly believe it's appropriate to tailgate before a youth soccer game. You're listening to Fan Sports Saturday.
Yes, you are. Reese or Tyvis Cole are trying to do a serious sports talk radio show, and so I don't appreciate it when in the break I receive a text message from a number that I don't have saved in my phone. Hey, if you want to promote, we are having Clark Kellogg on tomorrow at 1:30. No, Jeff Thidoff, I will not promote that you and DeVere Posey are having Clark Kellogg on tomorrow at 1:30 for the Sunday Sports Spectacular. I won't do it. You tell Tito I told him.
I will do that.
And I think DeVere just had a birthday, by the way.
Happy birthday, DeVere. I'm not promoting Clark Kellogg's on your show tomorrow at 1:30.
I think he's, 35 now? Shout out to DeVere.
Wait, if he's on at 1:30, that means he's coming right off the selection show. If he is on the panel for CBS, because that's tomorrow at noon. Selection Sunday. Haven't you heard, my friend?
No.
They're picking the big dance, and for the third year in a row, it will not include the basketball bucket.
You never know. They might. You never know.
I guess. It's not set in stone.
Okay, Tim.
I guess there's still a chance.
You might look up one day. You might look up tomorrow. And they say they're in. You'd be like, what?
So if you want to hear Clark Kellogg and his thoughts on the madness that's to come starting next week in Dayton, Clark Kellogg on the Sunday Sports Spectacular, Tito and DeVere Posey at 1:30 Sunday. There, I did it. Fine.
Network Tyvis.
Look at you.
So Monday is a holiday, if you hadn't heard. It's St. Patrick's Day.
Yes, you can get some corned beef.
No, not a corned beef fan.
Really?
And I wasn't.
Not a Reuben?
Yeah, I'm not. I like what I like. I'll be 35 in July. I'm pretty much fully formed.
You know what?
As a human, like I have my likes, I have my dislikes. I'm not growing.
I
not
just
growing at all.
About something. I think I'm working here. I'm
working.
I think I'm doing Rothman
It's
and Ice.
Monday.
Well, it's lunchtime. I'm doing Rothman and Ice lunchtime. So.
Well, there's a chance we'll get stuff delivered to the station.
Will it be a Reuben?
I don't know. I said there's a chance. That's all I can offer you is maybe food gets delivered Monday to the station in honor of St. Patrick and what he did for Ireland, or just because people like putting green on things. To which I make the point: nothing that's artificially green has been made better because you've added green to it. I used to be a green beer guy for Green Beer Day because it was a staple in Athens when I went to Ohio University.
Mm-hmm.
Ohio University invented Green Beer Day, regardless of what any Miami alum will tell you. Red Hawks are actually in the MAC championship today. Bummer. But because the green dye turned my twos a different color, I stopped. So anything artificially green, one, it doesn't make it taste any better. Two, it does turn your poo.
What about Jell-O?
No.
You don't like green Jell-O?
No.
What about...
If it's artificially green for the sake of being green, it's not better because of it.
Well, try to think.
Anything.
Try to think. Hold on.
Right. You can keep thinking. We got, an hour. Nope. Even, I think Grater's mint chocolate chip.
Yeah.
I think they've taken away their green dye from the ice cream. Because it used to be a super, neon green.
You never got a Shamrock Shake from McDonald's?
I have. It's not great.
I wouldn't know, actually. I've never tried it.
I would not say.
I had a donut yesterday from Krispy Kreme that had green frosting on it. It was delicious.
Okay, but was it any better than a yellow frosted donut?
It was the same thing.
Okay. Just saying. And if you pinch me on Monday, because I'm gonna not wear green, and I'm gonna walk in this studio, and if you don't pinch me, you touch me, I touch you. That's my rule.
But you're a Bobcat. You always
go
wear
Bobcats.
Green. You always wear green.
That's true. I do have a lot of green in my wardrobe. So there's probably, on any given day, Eric's got at least a 90% chance of wearing some Ohio Bobcat something. Weren't we supposed to do Ross Bjork here?
I believe so.
Speaking of green, a lot of money is going to come the way of Ohio State this fall. As the college football playoff expands, more money will be pouring into the coffers.
More money, more problems.
The Woody Hayes Athletic Center. But you're right. And a problem coming July 1st for a lot of these colleges is revenue sharing.
Yes.
And
I can't wait.
That opens another Pandora's box that we go, what else is in there? Because with revenue sharing, then you have to wonder, all right, are we going to be sued if we don't distribute it evenly? Like there's going to be at least one of these universities that when they start distributing the revenue, someone goes, that's not fair, and takes the university and then takes whomever else to court.
Didn't the AAC come out and say they're using $10 million or something?
Well, I know each conference, each school can use up to 22% of their revenue. So it is however they dictate it. I think as long as everybody comes up with a similar number.
Every sport.
A similar percentage.
So
No. This is just all, here's our pot of money is $10 million. I'll use the AAC.
Okay.
$10 million per school. Here's our pot. We got to distribute it evenly.
Amongst all your sports.
Yes.
So for Ohio State,
at least for right now,
so if Ohio State
that's the plan.
$20 million, they would have to. It would go through 36.
All 36 sports.
Ooh-wee.
So you can start to see the issues
Talking about Happy Meal
that are cropping up with this.
You might get just enough to be able to put cheese on your burger.
When Ross Bjork was on with Morning Juice, he said that there was going to be a new governing body or a new enforcement body that would make sure that all of this is done per agreements made with all of the schools, or they're going to come to something. All I know for sure about conference athletic directors and big school administrators is they love forming committees and they love doing working groups, because the NCAA came out and said in its effort to establish long-awaited guardrails to govern the new world of college athletics coming this summer, they're forming a committee, a 10-person committee with athletic directors from each of the Power 5 conferences are going to decide how these rules are going to be, what the rules are, and then how they're going to be implemented, and then how they're going to be enforced. The athletic directors are Texas A&M's Trev Alberts, Oregon State's Scott Barnes, Kentucky's Mitch Barnhart, Georgia Tech's AD, Ross Bjork, Pat Chun from Washington, Cincinnati's AD, Washington State's AD, Clemson's AD, and Arizona's AD. Now, if you're wondering to yourself, well, boy, it doesn't feel like Clemson and Ohio State are going to be playing in the same kind of ballpark. Well, you're right. But they're all going to get together, and they're all going to try to figure out what's fair for each of them. So from the NCAA, the extensive expertise of these athletic directors makes them particularly well-suited to ensure that the rules, systems, and processes put in place to implement the settlement anticipate potential issues and are ultimately effective in bringing order to chaos amid the current realities of college sports. So here are the four main goals of this working group, which is a title TBD. 1, draft and clarify rules to facilitate consistent compliance with the settlement. And the settlement, I'm talking about House versus NCAA. So it's that antitrust lawsuit brought about by hundreds of athletes.
Talk about the one that I can't get because I'm 1 year out.
You fall outside of the statute of limitations.
That's baloney.
Number 2, develop a digital reporting system to track and measure all revenue share payments from schools to players to ensure everyone stays within the salary cap. Number 3, create a system to ensure all third-party NIL payments are legitimate deals that will use the student-athlete's NIL to advance a valid business purpose and not be, in effect, a roster bonus from a collective. Number 4, form a new entity to enforce points 1, 2, and 3 to investigate questionable deals, make timely and appropriate rulings, and punish rule breakers. I thought the NCAA did that. You say to yourself, not anymore. And if I say to you, if you're not in control of the money, what are you in control of?
Well, they say money equals power, so.
Yes, they do. And I don't know who they are, but they say a lot of things. In this instance, I will say to you, this is just another step in the direction of the death of the NCAA. Now, you'll have the March Madness thing that they can still likely hold, but with things like the college basketball crown on the horizon, who's to say that somebody doesn't step up or take an even bigger step in terms of, do we really need the NCAA doing their tournament? That's on the horizon. As is a lot of chaos. But in chaos, there can be opportunity. There was some news yesterday about Elvis Merzlikins that I was sad about. There's news today about Elvis Merzlikins that I am glad about. We'll discuss that next at Sports Saturday on The Fan.
We test marketed naming the show A Guy and His Butlers.
Oh, that is very touching.
But we thought Bishop and Friends had a better ring to it.
Weekday mornings at 9.
The Fan.
Roll Up to Win is back at Tim Hortons. We're rolling out great prizes like a 2025 Ford Bronco, $500 daily jackpots, Xboxes, and more. You can earn rolls with your purchase of an eligible hot or cold beverage and favorite breakfast item. A whole new way to earn rolls this year. Visit your neighborhood Tim's and download the app for great food and more opportunities to roll up to win. No purchase necessary. Tim Hortons app required. See rules on app for details. Entered by 3/23/25. Sponsored by Tim Hortons.
Welcome to Tire Discounters.
Thanks. I gotta warn you, I drive a hard bargain.
Okay.
So let's hear your first offer.
Well, how about with any 4-tire purchase, we'll give you a free alignment.
Man, I'm good. All right, let's do it before you change your mind.
And we'll also give you a free oil change.
Ha! I can't believe I talked you into this deal. Sometimes I amaze even myself.
Don't tell accounting. But with any 4-tire purchase at Tire Discounters, you get a free alignment and a free full synthetic oil change. See store for details.
Bobby Carpenter here for Germain Toyota. Swing by Germain Toyota and ask for Marcello and discover unbeatable deals and a wide selection of new and certified pre-owned Toyota vehicles. Visit them at germaintoyota.net. Germain Toyota on the corner of I-70 and Bryce Road.
Oakland Nursery's huge Spring Fling sale will put you in the garden and save you money. March 15th to the 23rd, Oakland has 2 cubic foot bags of hardwood mulch, regularly $4.29, now 4 bags for $10. That's over a 40% savings. 1 cubic foot bags of topsoil, regularly $3.99, now also 4 bags for $10, a nearly 40% savings. You can buy mulch and topsoil where you buy lumber and drywall, but why would you? For 85 years, the pros at Oakland have delivered the finest products at great prices. Online at oaklandnursery.com.
Hey there, friends. Bo Bishop here from my friends at High Bank Distillery Co., located right here in Columbus. Introducing their newest product, 614 Vodka, Ohio's house vodka. Perfect to make a drink at home or try when you're out at your favorite local restaurant. Learn more at 614vodka.com.
Speedway knows the in-between is the best time for pizza. In between meetings, pencil in a pizza. In between this commercial you're listening to right now, eat a pizza. And in between meal times, that's when you need it the most. That's why at Speedway you can get 2 hot, delicious slices of pizza and a Mountain Dew 20-ounce for $5 with Speedy Rewards. With pepperoni, cheese, and extreme meat, your next stop at Speedway will be in-betweenier than ever. The convenience stores of Speedway. Valid through 4/29/25. See app for full terms.
Save big money right now at Menards, your lighting headquarters. Find the perfect lighting for your home with new selectable color temperature True Wave LED bulbs from Sylvania. Simply adjust the color temperature to change the lighting in a snap. Receive $10 instant savings on a qualifying purchase of $40 or more on True Wave LED bulbs now through March 16th. Plus, don't forget to check out our weekly flyer on Menards.com for all the great deals happening now.
Save big money at Menards.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports Center.
And I'm Cole Bartimus. The Blue Jackets have an opportunity to start anew tonight, and they can do so on the home ice. The CBJ just paid the Rangers a visit 6 days ago, and now the Rangers are returning the favor. That previous meeting on Sunday was a 7-3 victory for the Jackets, and it's been the only bright spot over the past couple weeks. They've lost 4 of their last 5 in total, and the playoff picture is looking less inspiring than it once did. The Jackets and Rangers are tied with 70 points, though the Jackets do hold a tiebreaker currently, which gives them the second wildcard spot. But there are some serious points on the line tonight. Jackets, Rangers, 7 p.m. puck drop. Catch it right here on the Fan. Pregame starts at 6:30. Only 4 teams remain in the Big Ten Conference Tournament. Every single game on yesterday's sheet was a blowout, so all of these teams will be entering today with some confidence. 1-seeded Michigan State will play 5-seeded Wisconsin at 1 o'clock, and then 2-seeded Maryland and 3-seeded Michigan will play somewhere in the neighborhood of 3:30, depending on how long the first game goes.
Just because it's the weekend doesn't mean we shut up. This is Fan Sports Saturday.
Yes, it is. As you heard Cole in the update, Jackets and Rangers from Nationwide tonight at 7 o'clock. We'll have your pregame coverage on the Fan at 6:30. CBJ and NYR are tied with 70 points for that second wild card spot in the East. Jackets do have the tiebreaker, as Cole mentioned in the update. Here are the Rangers in town to swing that back to them. Rangers have also played one more game than the CBJ. So for Columbus, who's lost 4 of its last 5, tonight is as must-win as a game in March could be.
Where is this game being played?
Nationwide Arena. The Friendly Confines in front of 18,000-plus Jackets fans. Columbus looks to...
That makes me feel great.
Get over the last week.
That makes me feel great.
It should. And yesterday, it made me feel sad when I saw the news that the Jackets had recalled Jet Greaves from Cleveland. Now, that news doesn't make me sad, but the reasoning was because Elvis Merzlikins was temporarily unavailable for personal reasons.
Okay.
Now, that was the reporting from the club to Aaron Portzline. And when I saw that, personal reasons, I thought, oh, no.
Yeah.
Because that could mean a litany of different things.
Yes.
Well, Aaron Portzline earlier this morning says that Tarasov will be getting the start tonight, as also Cole mentioned in the update. But Elvis Merzlikins was on the ice this morning, but he and his wife are on the cusp of welcoming a second child.
Oh.
So he's on daddy duty.
Okay,
so congratulations to the Merzlikinses as they, anticipate the birth of their second child. That's awesome news.
I'd be like crazy that he's playing goalie and then they say it's happening.
Well,
he's
so right in the third period.
I got to leave the net empty because I got to get out of here.
And the good news is for the Jackets and Daniil Tarasov, the last time out when the Blue Jackets won that game 7-3 over the Rangers, Daniil Tarasov was in net. And he had 32 saves in the win.
Okay.
So he's got this is a game for the Rangers coming in feeling like they've got to win as well. Like it's must win for both of these teams. Now as you start to really look forward to the playoffs, which both these teams have playoff aspirations.
How many games is left?
It's a very good question. I will count as I am talking. Rangers start the season, obviously, when you have Igor Shesterkin, you have Artemi Panarin, your playoffs. The Blue Jackets, this was one of the best case scenarios. You don't see the Rangers anymore this season, but who you do see are the Ottawa Senators, who are still in that first wild card spot.
Ahead of you.
You've also got the Washington Capitals. You've also got the Florida Panthers, who will be in town next Thursday. You've also got the New Jersey Devils. So you have teams that are going to be looking for playoff pole positioning. You've got teams that are the standard in the league. And you've got teams that are just simply put, Tyvis, better.
So this is a must-win.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, I kind of think so.
Yeah.
17
games, thank you, Cole, left in the regular season. One of them available for a nationally televised audience.
That's the Washington game.
That's the Washington Capitals game at Nationwide Arena, Saturday, April 12th.
He needs 9 goals,
He's
right?
9. Ovechkin is 9 away from breaking Wayne Gretzky's.
And by April 12th, he should be 1 away, hopefully.
Well, I guess that's the thought, because that's why ESPN flexed this from a worldwide leader to an ABC broadcast.
At 12:30.
At 12:30. You know what else is going on that day? Saturday, April 12th at noon.
It happened to be at a spring game.
Spring show. Don't call it a game.
Whatever.
Brian Day is going to come through here and kick you in the face.
It makes
actually
me
going to kick you in the wrist.
It makes me laugh that they actually thought, we have to say showcase.
Yeah, it's goofy. I know. I think it is availability last Friday. He said, I know we're calling it a showcase, but whatever.
Yeah. Okay.
Next thing you know, Ty was going to call it a 2-minute warning. Like, come on, man.
They can't say that either. It's 2-minute timeout. You know this, man.
What about us, man? And you know this, man.
So Dean Evison says Eric Goodbranson is likely to return next week. Jackets need to get some health, right? Sean Monahan, who was really their linchpin for the PowerPoint this season, since his absence, it's been bad.
Yeah.
And it was really bad the other night against the Vegas Golden Knights. They had 6 minutes where in the first period alone where they had the man advantage.
Wow.
You know how many goals they scored in that?
0.
It rhymes with 0. And then they got shut out the rest of the way.
You said this was what game?
This game against
Vegas?
Vegas this past Thursday.
Oh, well, yeah, they had 0 in the games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really bad.
Yeah. Who wants to, anytime somebody puts up 0, it's pretty bad.
So Monahan had wrist surgery in January, and there were complications from it. So they do expect to have him back by the end of March. But as I had mentioned with those games that the Jackets have in the next week, you need to perform better even without him, because you cannot find yourselves deeper in a points battle, or you can't find yourselves down too many more points to the aforementioned Ottawa Senators, to the aforementioned New York Rangers, because the Detroit Red Wings are still there. They've been reeling since the Stadium Series.
Yes.
But you can't, if you're seriously considering a playoff spot, you can't be reliant on things to happen. If you're going to be the team that chases a Stanley Cup in the next couple of seasons, you've got to take your destiny and you've got to take full control of it. You've got to grab it by the throat and you've got to be in control. This can't be we lucked into a playoff spot, because who's got confidence in that?
I agree. I think that you have to, if you really, really want to take it to the next step, you have to show it now.
Yep.
Right now, you are in prime position to make the playoffs, and everybody that you're going to play is trying to take that away from you. And it's about holding on to it, and it's about showing the fight and showing that you belong. Because people will still be like, well, y'all don't really just belong in the playoffs. You know, they can have that narrative out there. They can slam that door shut by finishing the season off very strong. You've done everything. You've done all the hard work to even put yourself in this position. You got to finish it. You got to finish. And it starts tonight.
And they've got, again, 17 games left to go in the regular season. I'm excited for the opportunity that they have to turn this around from the week that's been. You're losers of 4 of your last 5. You've been shut out in 2 of those. I'm excited to see the response from this team starting tonight against the Rangers. I'm excited for the opportunity that this is the Jackets have put themselves in. Mm-hmm. I know it's not great. I know there's a lot of nerviness amongst Jackets diehards. I know the casuals are still looking, and I'm hoping for the sake of building momentum from that Stadium Series game, you're able to win tonight and you're able to put forth valiant, maybe losing efforts this next week against the Devils and the Panthers, but those games will be at home.
Mm-hmm.
So you've got that 4-game homestand to where I'm extra excited to see how Dean Evison is able to push the right buttons to get the most out of these guys.
Yeah. I mean, that's, like I say, he's done everything right up until this point.
Yep.
You might as well go ahead and finish this thing out, and hopefully with the health of guys getting back, hopefully that changes things. And, yeah, they got it.
It's chaos.
It would be a shame to me that they didn't fought this hard and then missed the playoffs by 1 or 2 points like that. I get it. I understand what we talked about at the beginning of the season, where it was it'd be nice for them just to be competitive at this point. But now that we hear, it's you kind of owe it to yourself to at least finish this thing. You really, it could be the big difference in saying we really are taking the next step, or just saying it was a good season. To me, you make the playoffs, it's all right, y'all officially saying that we're taking another step forward in this with this franchise.
And you just to look at the team at the beginning of the season. I know we had talked about this during the Stadium Series show. The expectations were not great after the tragic loss of Johnny Gaudreau. But what this team has been able to do in turning it into something that could be the season to remember, the season when it all changed.
Yes.
The Columbus Blue Jackets, that's within their grasp. Through all the chaos that has befallen this team, the opportunity is there for them to make something that everybody remembers forever. I don't love how what's been done is in the past they lean on that, that's the first round win against Tampa. You beat the Lightning in the first round, and that's something that everybody keeps leaning on. Or when people want to say, hey, it hasn't been all crap for the Blue Jackets, I want to move past that.
Yes.
And you have to do that. I think with what you've done with this opportunity, you have to make something of it in the playoffs.
Yes.
And that doesn't mean just get in.
It's so hard to get there. Like you've witnessed over these past few years how hard it is to even get there. That when you get there, you can't be of the mindset of, well, you know what? We finally figured it out. We'll be here next year. No. The only time that is guaranteed is the one this year. So if you're getting in, you better go as hard as you can to make it last as long as possible.
And the same thing can be said about Ohio State as they start spring ball on Monday. You don't have Travion, you don't have Quinshawn, but you got C.J. Donaldson in the portal, and you've got a couple of younger guys looking to step up and make the most of their opportunities in the spring. We'll discuss what else from Ohio State's offense we're looking forward to seeing in the next month coming up next. It's Sports Saturday on The Fan.
We have so many local shows, I can't fit them in a 10-second promo. So let's just say we're live and local all damn day. The Fan.
Bobcat Enterprises is your family-owned partner for landscaping and construction projects. Bobcat Enterprises sells and services a full line of Bobcat equipment, including compact track loaders, excavators, tractors, and more. Plus, Bobcat rents compact equipment and attachments. With Bobcat, you can rent the machine and own the results. Keep your business local. Stop by Bobcat Enterprises in Hilliard, Reynoldsburg, or Zanesville, and find current specials and our full line of products by visiting bobcatent.com today.
When you're a AAA member, we do the hard stuff for you. So picture this. You're taking a road trip through the mountains at night, and you run out of gas. Do you, A, call AAA, or B, walk 29 miles to the nearest gas station in the pouring rain?
A?
How about this? You need auto insurance. You could A, pick AAA to find the best coverage for you, or B, spend so much time researching insurance jargon that you might as well have gotten a law degree.
Yeah, I'm going with A.
Right. Okay, you're booking a vacation. You can A, have AAA plan it for you, or B, stress so hard about layovers and getting to your cruise that you need a vacation from booking your vacation.
That's easy. A, AAA.
On the plus side, get more with AAA. Go to AAA.com/plus side.
Need inspiration? Shop Kroger for mouth-watering meals and appetizing ingredients. Our low prices add up to big savings, plus over $600 in digital coupons each week, and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump. At Kroger, you always get big flavors and big savings. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.
We've lowered prices. You can save 15% or more on hundreds of items like Thomas Mini Bagels, Campbell's SpaghettiOs, and more. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Home values in Columbus are sky high, and you have a ton of equity. Your financial advisor thinks the market has peaked. So if you're thinking about selling, it's time. Except for two things. High interest rates will burn you on a new home loan, and you're not ready to move. Savvy financial advisors suggest Truehold's new Sell and Stay program. It's ingenious because they buy your home now while its value is high, but you can stay in your home as long as you want with an easy, affordable lease. Smart, right? Truehold will make you a solid cash offer, not a lowball offer like the others. It's based on your home's current value. The cash is yours to travel, pay off bills, or secure your retirement. And again, you can stay in your home with a comfortable lease. Truehold covers property taxes, insurance, and maintenance. See how much Truehold will pay for your home today. Call 1-855-300-9993 or visit Truehold.com. The smarter, faster way to cash out your home's value without moving. That's Truehold.com.
It's the most wonderful time of the year. It's time to sign up for the Fan at 10 TV Bracket Challenge.
Sponsored by Mountain Dew, Ohio bottled, Buckeye Bold.
The most accurate bracket takes home 1,000 smackers. Reserve your spot now and compete against your favorite fan and 10 TV personalities. And compete against the ones you hate, too. Head to 971thefan.com for all the fun. Yay! March is fun. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Bring the thrill of the stadium to your wallet with the Love My Crew checking account from Pathways, the only checking account that rewards you for being a Crew fan. Pathways Financial Credit Union, your true financial partner. Federally insured by NCUA.
The best matchup is you in a new ride at Coughlin Chevrolet, Central Ohio's #1 Chevy dealer. Lease a new 25 Chevy Trax, $149 a month. Your choice, new 25 Trailblazer or 24 Blazer EV RS. Lease for $169 a month at all 5 Coughlin Chevy locations and CoughlinChevrolet.com. Together, let's drive.
Coughlin has the car for you.
36, 42, and 24-month leases, 10,000 miles per year, 25 cents per mile over, $39.99 due at signing plus tax, title, and license. See dealer for details. Ends 3/31/25.
The Open Season Sportsman's Expo, presented by Progressive and Can-Am, this Friday through Sunday heads to the Ohio Expo Center. Tickets on OpenSeasonSportsman'sExpo.com. Buy early and save. Be sure to check out Tacticam and Toyota Tundra, official cell cam and truck of the Expo.
Back in the studio with a return visit from
Todd Schmelt.
Todd, the last time you were with us, you claimed to be
the dumbest person in Columbus.
You're being really hard on yourself.
Not in the least. You know what I got?
I hate to ask.
One of them thermostats with the dial and the needle. Woo, woo, woo.
Maybe that's not modern, but not.
What am I? Eli Whitney, Elias Howe, Johann Gertis?
I don't know who those people are.
Those are old-timey people from the 19th century, and that's me. Outdated, like my silly old thermostat.
Okay, look, you're not the dumbest guy in Columbus. You just haven't called Apex Pros.
The pros who knows?
Those guys. Whether it's the latest technology, fixing your furnace, or a brand new system, they know all the stuff so you don't have to.
I don't have to know it all?
Nah, you just have to know the pros who knows.
Apex Pros. I'm not the dumbest guy in Columbus.
I didn't even know who Johann Gertis was.
Inventor of the gas-powered unicycle. Look it up, doy.
Okay, you don't have to be me.
No doubt about it. Columbus loves Apex Pros, the pros who knows. ApexPros.com.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Showers and possibly a thunderstorm this morning. A couple storms could be on the gusty side with temperatures in the low 60s. By the afternoon, low to mid 70s with showers and a thunderstorm possible. A couple storms could be gusty later this evening. Then temperatures falling into the mid 50s overnight with a few showers. I'm meteorologist Mike Joyce on 97.1 The Fan.
An encyclopedic knowledge of sports and other random things you may or may not care about.
I think I found my mentor.
Rockman and Ice.
Weekdays from noon to 3.
The Fan. Instead of annoying national people talking to you this weekend, we've opted for annoying local people. This is Fan Sports Saturday.
I'd like to congratulate everyone who was lazy like me. And last week when those dust storms came in from Texas and everybody woke up the next morning and like, why the hell is my car covered in dust?
Mud.
A lot of people said, well, I'm going to go get my car cleaned. And I looked at my weather app and I said, I can wait a week. And today...
Well, that's the thing.
Worked out for your pal Eric and likely several other.
That's the thing. Typically, people don't just go get their car washed. At this point...
I can't.
No, at this point, they have like a pass. Like they pay like a monthly subscription and they just go anytime. Like, so if it did do it, yeah, it stinks that you got to go back, but you just go run it right back through the thing and clean it off and boom, boom, there you go.
Close to the station, there's the Moo Moo Car Wash on Fifth Avenue.
I was a frequent shopper at Moo Moo's.
That's where I get my car washed. And I don't do just the car wash. I got to get out after the wash and vacuum everything.
Yes.
That's how I have to do this.
Yep.
And there was a part of me that wanted to get, like, after I leave Bishop and Friends, I twice this week drove by it just to see if the line was short enough to where I could get in and get everything done in 20 minutes. Because what I can't and I won't do is if the line backs up to Fifth Avenue, there are people that will sit in the street and hold up everybody.
Yeah, I'm not doing
to try to get to that, and I will not.
Yeah.
And so to those people who are doing it, I'm saying, please don't. Like even Moo Moo Car Wash in the summer will have like a placard out there that says, do not hold up traffic on Fifth Avenue. Because if you've ever driven that before right around Olentangy River Road, it's very tight.
Yeah.
And Coda buses go through there every 20 minutes.
It's not a go around.
It's so tight. So look, if I know if you want to get your car washed, but if you're looking at that situation and if you're going to be the car that starts that line to hold up traffic, maybe think about coming back.
They might ain't got time. It used to
Sorry.
be two like moo-moos around here. It was like
There's one over Henderson Road.
Yes, that's the one I used to go.
That's a
because I
hike.
lived on Henderson.
If you live
Road.
close enough to that, that's a bit of a hike. I get it if you're in the Tri-Village area, but there are also other car washes in the Tri-Village area that you can go to that will offer you similar quality.
Yes.
Moo Moo's still, I think, the GOAT because I love the vacuum function afterwards, and that's just all I base it off of.
But a lot of them have that.
I've got a 2012 Toyota Camry, so I don't really care how my car looks most of the time. But it's just an old GOAT.
You like the inside of it to be
I'd
clean?
like it to be clean on the inside.
I agree.
So that's the thing I put more so
it is something about
than how it looks on the outside.
Once you vacuum out that car, and you got it washed, it's just something that it does do something to
and the air freshener.
Yeah.
The brand new air freshener kick.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
When I had my Challenger, I used to get like this mango smell. Oh man.
Was it something that hanged or was it something that you plugged into the air vents?
No, it was like I didn't hang it. It was like in the door part of it. It was oh man, they made that car smell so good.
Few things more satisfying.
Get out the car. Just sit in the car all day.
Than a clean interior car and something that smells really nice.
Yes.
So a new car smell or whichever scent you like to use, mango in your case. We had teased Ohio State in the offense. Last year it was a football Ferrari. This year you think it has the potential to be that, but there are a ton of questions.
Yes.
You got a brand new offensive coordinator, Brian Hartline. You're going to have a new quarterback, either Julian Saint or Aaron Oland, or Julian Saint or Lincoln Keenholz, or Tavian St. Clair or portal person. You're going to have a new offensive line, although several guys coming back. I think it was really important for guys like Carson Hinsman to get the kind of reps that they did at multiple positions last season.
Yeah, but it's two key positions.
I agree.
Missing.
The tackles you pulled out of the portal. Now you probably will do some more portaling for offensive linemen in this new cycle that opens, or the new window, I should say, opens in April 16th. So a couple days after the spring game. Then you'll answer some more portal questions in the week that follows. But the running back position, for me, is the second biggest question after the quarterback, because that's really where it starts for all offenses in football. You bring in C.J. Donaldson from the transfer portal. You still have James Peoples. You pulled Turbo Rogers from Alabama. You've got T.C. Caffey, who was injured all of last season, I think.
Yes.
So you weren't able to really see what he could do. But because you had Tre'Von Henderson and Quinshon Judkins, it didn't matter.
Yeah.
Because they were the home run hitters of home run hitters.
Yes.
And the fact that you had both of them obviously powered you to a national championship.
Yeah, I mean, they obviously came alive. I think that I agree with you that the running back is probably second for sure because
also Jeremiah Smith.
We've seen what this offense looks like when the run game isn't all there. We've seen that for 2-3 years.
Yeah.
Where you have a great quarterback, you have these great wide receivers. You've seen it with CJ and all of his weapons, even with Kyle McCord and his weapons. But when you don't have that running game, that's what, to me, separates a lot of things, especially when you make it to the playoffs. Our run game was really good in the playoffs. People don't talk about it a lot, but our run game was really, really good. And if you don't have that, it's hard to win it all, I should say.
I mean, it wasn't a run play, but that screen from Tre'Von Henderson.
Yeah, that was ridiculous.
I don't want to know what the second half looks like if you're not able to score that.
It was a close game, and that kind of like was the opening. Like, all right, we about to run away with this thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so for this Ohio State offense, where I think you take away running back carries, you add to a passing attack that now includes, I think, a tight end room that will feature in some games. I know you're big on Max Clare having to have a record-breaking tight end season.
Yes.
I don't know if I'm willing to ask that in March.
I am.
I know.
Come on.
What
makes what is it, 640 or something like that? That's ridiculous.
You mean the yards receiving by a tight end in a season in Ohio State history is in the 600s.
That's sad.
So you're thinking Max Clare
easily could get 700
yards receiving.
Easily.
To that point, I think then you're probably taking carries away from your running backs. Because you're not feeding Jeremiah Smith less.
No, that's not true. You don't have to take carries away from the run.
Right, tell me how to do it.
Well, when you decide to pass the ball, let's say you are balanced. Let's say that an offense gets 60 plays, and out of those 60 plays, let's say 25 of them is runs. Okay, so that leaves you with 35 passing attempts. You mean to tell me out of 35 passing attempts, you can't get 5 of them to go to the tight end? Because he will be wide open.
It's so weird that people forget.
He will be wide. Like there is no ifs, ands, about. The tight end is the last person that they're going to think about because there is a Jeremiah Smith, there's a Carnell Tate, and there's a Brandon Ennis and whoever else is in there. They are going to have a plan, especially for number 4. He's double teamed immediately. So right there, you only got 9 defenders left. That means that everybody else is one-on-one. If Max Clare if there is a linebacker on Max Clare, he should win that 98% of the time. That's how I feel.
And you've also got Will Kasmerick returning. I know they loved what they got out of him last year. There were injury situations for the former Ohio Bobcat. But you've also got Jelani Thurman.
Yes.
So you have weapons there that if you've got questions about the running back, I'd say, well, okay, then it evolves into a more passing offense until you can get a running back to get into a groove. Because this coaching staff has shown you, even with new offensive coordinator, it's still going to have a lot of what it had last season. They'll feed the hot hand.
Yes.
And if you get a running back hot, C.J. Donaldson, here you go. James Peoples, here you go. Like, people showed great boost.
I do want to see
great get-upness.
I do want to see the Bo Jackson effect. I know he's a true freshman, but that home run hitting ability, like you're losing that with Travion. Like, he's gone. So you need a new guy that can hit a home run. Not saying that the other running backs can't, but
we think Peoples can.
Yes, we believe he can, but that is literally Bo Jackson's MO. Like, if he get that crease, he's out of there.
Because you also, with this offense, you lose the running ability of your quarterback, or you lose at least it right now.
Well, he's not.
Because you don't know.
He's not slow.
Which one?
Julian.
Well, we think
and
he's
Lincoln's
a good athlete.
Well,
we know Lincoln's a good athlete.
Lincoln's a great athlete.
We're pretty sure Tavian St. Clair's athletic abilities will translate well from Bellefontaine to Ohio Stadium.
He's all about he has to adjust to the speed of the game because of the level of high school he played at. You know, it wasn't the toughest league. So his biggest thing is, can he adjust to the college speed and still make the plays and all those things?
But when you lose with Will Howard, I think that was what was important about bringing C.J. Donaldson in. All 6'2", 240 of him?
Yes.
There's your hammer.
Yes. Goal line, short yardage situations, So
they've done a really good job of the strengths of last season have been at least on paper replicated here.
Yes.
And so as Ohio State begins spring ball this coming Monday, it'll be bright and early at 8:30 in the morning. It will all culminate in that spring, don't call it a game, on April 12th. You also have Student Appreciation Day. That'll be April 5th on a Saturday where Ohio State students and a lot of media can come watch some practices. So
will you go?
We'll probably be doing a show that day, so we'll probably be in here, you and I. But we will, as we did last year when it was the Jeremiah Smith explosion.
Oh, we was on Twitter.
It was one of those things like you remember where you were when Twitter. Everybody with their cell phone had a Jeremiah Smith video, and he was cooking Ohio State's defensive backs last year during that Student Appreciation Day. And I think that was where all of the talking that had been done about was put out on tape. And the one word was, damn.
Well, he did Denzel Burke. He caught a pass on Denzel Burke that was...
Which we realize he did a lot of people dirty.
Yeah.
Because he's a once-in-a-lifetime talent.
Well, that's when I realized. I was like, at that point, I was like, well, this is the ones that he's doing this to. So, like, usually I'm like, oh, that's the 2 or the 3. No, this was the ones. I was like, yeah, he nice.
A former Buckeye signal caller has a new home. He joins back with a teammate that was a security blanket for many, an Ohio State quarterback. Will things work out in Gotham for Justin Fields and for Garrett Wilson? We'll discuss next. It's Sports Saturday on The Fan.
Discover uncompromising quality at a reliable price with Giant Eagle and Market District. Look for signs throughout the store highlighting lower prices. Surround yourself with savings at Giant Eagle. Experience value like never before. Visit Giant Eagle today to see how easy it is to save.
Welcome to Tire Discounters.
Thanks. I gotta warn you, I drive a hard bargain.
Okay.
So let's hear your first offer.
Well, how about with any 4-tire purchase, we'll give you a free alignment.
Man, I'm good. All right, let's do it before you change your mind.
And we'll also give you a free oil change.
Ha! I can't believe I talked you into this deal. Sometimes I amaze even myself.
Don't tell accounting. But with any 4-tire purchase at Tire Discounters, you get a free alignment and a free full synthetic oil change.
See store for details.
Listen to Financially Fit Radio with Corey Sickles this Saturday morning at 9 a.m. on 1460 ESPN, covering topics like what you need to know about annuities and how to stay healthy and enjoy retirement. Financially Fit Radio this Saturday at 9 a.m. on 1460 ESPN.
Hi, I'm Bob Capace from Worthington Jewelers.
And I'm the common man. Bob, is there something you want to tell us?
I want to talk to you about the spring bridal sale. It's going on now at Worthington Jewelers. Buy one, get one 50% off. The best prices of the year on natural and lab-grown diamonds. I got to tell you, I'm busy. I'm busy running a valuable store. My wife and dog are in the place all the time.
And I'm not busy at all. I'm just sitting here doing 3 hours of fart jokes.
Worthington Jewelers, where Columbus gets engaged.
When you join the plus side with AAA, that's all you'll have to do. Or you could learn to change your own tire.
Hey fam, what's up? Today I'm going to teach you to change a flat. Before we start, make sure it's not raining, or hailing, or lightning.
Skip the hard work. On the plus side, get more with AAA. Go to AAA.com/plus side.
Your morning just got beefier. Morning Juice with Beamer, Bobby, and Shark.
Weekdays from 6 to 9.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Sports talk, weekend style. You're listening to Fan Sports Saturday.
I'll tell you what, I'll make you this promise. Next week, I'll work on my 2-minute tease. Because I didn't just then.
We'll see you in 2 minutes?
Yeah. I got to tell the fans we're coming back in 2 minutes.
You know, it's always hard when you've done this for so long and it was never a 2 minute and then they added the 2 minute.
I know.
So it's still an adjustment.
It's been 3 months, man.
You need to get.
How long are we going to adjust?
Well, the difference.
Or we're just dumb.
The difference is it's Bo saying it. When you can hear Bo, Bishop and Friends right here from 9 to noon on Mondays through Fridays.
Yes, you can.
Featuring Eric Reeser and
I am there
Baker.
sometimes, so is he.
But it's always Bo that's saying it on that show.
It is different when you go from sidekick to host.
Yes. Main chair. You're in the one chair.
Sure. I'm in a chair. I wouldn't call this.
One day I hope to be able to do that.
You can do it right now.
No.
No, come on.
I am
How about this?
I am like Scottie Pippen. I am great in the 2-row. I could lead it.
In this analogy?
And what?
Am I Michael Jordan?
You would be Mike in this analogy.
Wow, no one's ever thought that about me before.
I could do it.
Understandably.
But I could do it and we'd be fine. But
you're Dennis Rodman.
I'll take that. I'll dye my hair all kinds of different colors. Now, when Michael Jordan left and went to play baseball, Scottie Pippen,
that's my point.
He was a pretty good player, all right?
That's my point.
He led the team in points, rebounds, assists, steals, and blocks.
That's exactly
all right, you want to one-chair the last segment?
I don't.
See if you can get us out of the hard time?
That's what I was thinking.
Nope.
Come on.
Nope.
Right,
that actually kind of seems
First of all,
hard,
I could definitely get us out at 56-40, but I don't want to.
Oh, Reese, we got to make him do it now.
I don't want to.
I can't make him if he doesn't want to, because then he'll just sit there and he won't turn his mic on. And then because I'm riddled with anxiety, I'll have to jump on and speak.
You can do easy reset. Just say Fan Sports Saturday, Tyvis Powell, Eric Reeser, Colbar Teams, and just that's all you need.
No.
And then get into
it sounds so easy.
What's coming up after this?
Yeah, a little thing called You'll See.
Okay.
I think the America East Championship.
Oh, hell yeah. One of how many auto bids? 17 auto bids that'll be given away in the next 24 hours. You'll have Selection Sunday tomorrow at noon. The Sunday Spectacular, Jeff Thidoff, DeVere Posey are going to have Clark Kellogg on tomorrow at 1:30.
I've done one thing with Clark Kellogg. First of all, he came and talked to us when I was playing football.
Yeah.
Because people wanted to know how you got into broadcasting, and obviously he was a broadcaster.
Yep.
So he was, telling you the ins and outs of the things that you had to do to get into broadcasting, giving advice in that. But I ended up doing a media thing with him where we watched Notre Dame versus Ohio State 2 years ago with fans. Mm-hmm. And it was me, him, Chris Carter, and then it was some Notre Dame alumni. It was actually a really good time. Clark's always been really good, really respectful. I love my time with Clark.
So Clark's not an idiot. You're not an idiot. I'm an idiot. The bracket selection showcase is 6 o'clock on CBS tomorrow night. So Clark will be on at 1:30.
So it's before
not able to tell you what's going to happen with the brackets because 1 o'clock. I'm trying to look at tomorrow's games. You got championships in the Big Ten. I think that'll be at 1 o'clock. So he will be for like the first half of the Big Ten championship will be when Clark joins Tito and DeVere Posey. You got 7 o'clock Sunday on ESPN for the women's selection show. So you'll know where Ohio State is going to be taking their tournament talents to. For the men, probably the college basketball crown. It'll be March 31st in Las Vegas. So my guess is, at 7 o'clock when you find out where the Ohio State women's basketball team's going, you will at the same time find out where the Ohio State men's basketball team is going.
The question is
who they're playing?
The question everybody wants to know is when they do this basketball crown, will Aaron Bradshaw be in a scarlet and gray jersey?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's size-wise the biggest question because the transfer portal for the men opens the day after the second round. So it'll be March 24th. I said about the college basketball crown, it's March 31st. So if he pops into the portal on the 24th, or if anybody from your favorite program pops into the portal on the 24th, the first day you can, why am I going to Vegas? But then if they say, well, because we're paying you to go to Vegas,
how long is the
maybe
window?
go.
How long is the window open? Is it
30 days, I want to say.
So you could do the crown
March 24th.
You could do the crown and then leave
April
after
22nd.
Oh, you could do the crown and then
you could, but I don't know why you would enter or at least announce your entrance until after the crown.
Yes,
but here we are in college. Here we are with college athletics saying like, here's how we think things are going to go, and more likely than not, we have no real idea until it actually happens, and you're trying to move on the fly to cover it correctly.
Yeah.
Similarly with Justin Fields in New York, no idea how that's going to go. A 2-year, $40 million deal, 30 of that fully guaranteed. So good for Justin.
Yes.
But boy, we're giving
he's wearing number 7.
Great quarterback money to. I don't know about that.
No, don't do that. Don't do that. Justin,
right?
It will be.
It's difficult.
This is it. This is it for him.
That I can. I agree with.
Like they have.
Yes.
This is the dream that you want, where you're getting paid some great money. They're going to put you back with a bunch of college teammates. It's him gets Garrett, Jeremy Ruckert is there, Josh Meyer. They just signed Josh Myers as the center. So like you got some people there that you've been with before that you've done good things with. You got to make it work this time. Now you got a whole new coaching staff in there. That Aaron Glenn is the head coach. I don't know who he named as his OC. But you got a whole new offensive staff, a whole new defensive staff that believes in you. They handpicked and select you to be the quarterback.
Is Hackett still there?
Nathaniel Hackett is still the OC? Doubt it. Because once somebody get fired, usually everybody kind of.
No longer part of the organization.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Who did Glenn bring in?
We get Tanner Engstrand.
You made that name up.
Where is
it? Sounds like I did.
It does. The Jets actually said, Jets hire Tanner Engstrand, offensive coordinator. Spent the last 2 seasons under Ben Johnson and Dan Campbell in Detroit.
Oh, so he must be the greatest thing ever.
Wow. I mean,
NFL's very copycat in that regard.
Yes.
He's a great offensive mind. Who was on his tree? Pluck.
So they're going to try to do what the Lions' offense look like. Which, okay, that's fine. You got Breece Hall. You got some pieces there. At the end of the day, he can run it. He was 4-2 last year when he tried to play in a system.
So that's where I was with Fields and the Steelers, because there was discussion over, there's still discussions over what Pittsburgh's going to do at quarterback, and it's either Russ or Fields. And it's like, well, it's probably neither at this point. It looks like it's either Aaron Rodgers or Kirk Cousins or Joe Flacco. I don't know. And I don't think Pittsburgh really has an idea because they're still waiting on a guy
Jackson Dart,
who has historically been unreliable. Or they pick a guy in the first round, or they trade up. Something they've never done.
Wow. Well,
who knows?
Well, it depends.
They don't either, I think.
There's 2 dominoes that has to fall. You need to know what Tennessee's going to do. You need to know what the Browns are going to do. Once those 2 dominoes fall, then I think the rest of the draft you could kind of play out. Because if the Titans doesn't take Cam Ward and they take Abdul Carter, then that means the Browns is taking Cam Ward, the Giants is taking Shador, and then you could get a Jackson Dart. But if it's Cam Ward's going to the Titans and the Browns is taking Shador or Jackson Dart, and vice versa for the Giants, by the time Pittsburgh picks,
Gosh, you think Jackson Dart goes 21 overall?
He might go earlier than that. He might go to the Giants because they need a quarterback.
Feels like a Jackson Dart, a Joe Milton, maybe even a Will Howard are guys that, while I think will have okay to good NFL careers as backups, that some team's going to be like, we fell in love with him, and they're going to make a real big mistake.
If those three quarterbacks go before 21, it's hard for me to believe.
If they go between 21 and 33, I wouldn't be shocked, but I would be not approving of that move, I should say.
If Cam, Shador, and Jackson is off the board by the time Pittsburgh picks, I don't think they take a quarterback.
Looking at a mock, Jackson Dart, 37 to the Raiders. He, I believe, then becomes the third quarterback off the board.
Who do they have the Giants selected?
In the first round, they got him taking Shador.
Who's the Browns selected?
Abdul Carter. Which I think at this point, if you've got a mock that says the Browns are taking anything but quarterback, I think you're just doing it for attention at this. The Browns now, with the quarterback options available in the free agent market, have all but guaranteed they've got to go quarterback at 2, in my opinion.
Unless they feel Cam Ward is the only one that's worth the first-round pick, and they feel like we're going to take the talent of a first-rounder and then just draft the quarterback in the second round.
I'd be okay with that as a Browns fan.
If Cam Ward is the only one that you love, it's like this is the only guy, and the other is just guys, then why would I waste my first-round pick on a guy that I'm not even going to believe in to be past this season?
To that point, I will say 6 teams drafting in the top 10 this year also drafted in the top 10 last year.
Oh, so the Browns will be back.
There you go. So
it does to that point make it a sense of
y'all need to stop that. The Browns is not going to be in the top 10. Bold prediction as of what's today?
March 15th.
March 15th, the Browns will not be picking in the top 10 next year.
We can revisit that this time next year.
Heard it here first.
From Tyvis Powell, radio show host.
They will not pick in the top 10.
Media member, Tyvis Powell.
I wouldn't say that. I am not a media member.
Well, again, it's something that maybe we can come back to next year. Just how I'm going to ask you about that. What makes you think that's not going to be the case? Answer it next. Sports Saturday on The Fan.
All the 10 TV people come over to our side of the building to take a deuce. That should tell you something about how we operate. The Fan.
Home values in Columbus are sky high, and you have a ton of equity. Your financial advisor thinks the market has peaked. So if you're thinking about selling, it's time. Except for 2 things. High interest rates will burn you on a new home loan, and you're not ready to move. Savvy financial advisors suggest Truehold's new Sell and Stay program. It's ingenious because they buy your home now while its value is high, but you can stay in your home as long as you want with an easy, affordable lease. Smart, right? Truehold will make you a solid cash offer, not a lowball offer like the others. It's based on your home's current value. The cash is yours to travel, pay off bills, or secure your retirement. And again, you can stay in your home with a comfortable lease. Truehold covers property taxes, insurance, and maintenance. See how much Truehold will pay for your home today. Call 1-855-300-9993 or visit Truehold.com. The smarter, faster way to cash out your home's value without moving. That's Truehold.com.
Need inspiration? Shop Kroger for mouth-watering meals and appetizing ingredients. Our low prices add up to big savings, plus over $600 in digital coupons each week, and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump. At Kroger, you always get big flavors and big savings. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.
You can save big on 12 packs of Coca-Cola, Pepsi, or 7-Up. Right now, select varieties are buy 2, get 2 free with your card. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Ready to hit the road in a new car? With Pathways, enjoy up to 90 days with no payments and low auto loan rates. Learn more at pathwayscu.com. Pathways Financial Credit Union, your true financial partner. Federally insured by NCUA.
Hey Sports Cards fans, I'm Jeff with my buddy Adam, and we run Huggy Kissy Bear breaks on the Whatnot app. What's a card break? Simple. We open boxes of cards live, you pick your team, and we send you all the hits. With over 2,300 5-star reviews, we're all about you. New to card breaks? No sweat. We've got you covered with a sweet welcome package from us. Download the Whatnot app and follow us on Instagram and TikTok to view all of our past Sugar Bear hits. Huggy Kissy Bear Breaks, where collectors win big.
Basketball from noon to midnight. Scotty Vegas here, and we're throwing a Vegas-style basketball party at Hollywood Casino at the ESPN Bet Sportsbook. I even went out to Vegas to scout out how to throw this party. Tough assignment. The Fan is doing 24 hours of watch parties. The opening weekend of the tournament, there'll be custom T-shirts, Pop-A-Shot, horse games. Oh, and don't miss a game with a 50-foot video wall. Reserve your spot at HollywoodColumbus.com. Must be 21 or older to enter. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Sometimes you don't realize something was bothering you
until it's gone.
That's how you're going to feel
after we work our magic at your house.
We make junk disappear.
All you have to do is point.
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK
or visit 1-800-GOT-JUNK.com.
The Blue Jackets are making a push for the playoffs, and they can't wait to fire the cannon right in your face. Wait, that was a touch violent. I'll try again. It would be helpful to chart their progress right here on The Fan. Thank you kindly.
For a limited time at Verizon, you can get our best price ever for a single line. Just $45 per month when you bring your phone, which is less than you spend on Too Tired to Cook takeout every week. Get one line on Unlimited Welcome for $45 per month with autopay plus taxes and fees. Visit your local Columbus Verizon store by April 2nd to save. $20 monthly promo credits applied over 36 months with a new line on Unlimited Welcome. In times of congestion, unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds. Additional terms apply.
The best matchup is you in a new Kia from Coughlin Kia. Get into a new Kia now with $0 down. Get 0% financing on select new Kias and make 0 payments for 3 months on any new Kia in stock. Visit CoughlinKia.com.
0% for 72 equals $13.89 per 1,000 financed on Nero EV, EV6, and EV9 with approved credit through Kia Motor Finance. 90 days deferred payments until June 2025. Qualified manufacturer incentives to dealer. Prior sales excluded. No security deposit. Residency restrictions may apply. Offers cannot be combined. See dealer for details. Ends 3/31/25.
Winter this year was a little snowier and colder than the last few years, and that makes spring's arrival that much better. Spring means Oakland Nursery's annual Spring Fling, March 15th to the 23rd. 33% savings on houseplants, garden tools and shoes, books, summer flowering bulbs, and more. And 25% savings on packaged garden seed. Everything you need to get started in the garden this year. Celebrate spring with savings at Oakland Nursery, March 15th to the 23rd. And celebrate Oakland's 85th birthday this year. Go to oaklandnursery.com for details.
Speedway knows the in-between is the best time for pizza. In between meetings, pencil in a pizza. In between this commercial you're listening to right now, eat a pizza. And in between meal times, that's when you need it the most. That's why at Speedway you can get 2 hot, delicious slices of pizza and a Mountain Dew 20-ounce for $5 with Speedy Rewards. With pepperoni, cheese, and extreme meat, your next stop at Speedway will be in-betweenier than ever. The convenience stores of Speedway. Valid through 4/29/25. See app for full terms.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Right Way Heating and Cooling and Bryant, doing whatever it takes to keep you and your home comfortable. The Fan.
During weekend programming, pants are optional.
Look at my butt!
However, leather chairs may have been a bad choice. You're listening to Fan Sports Saturday.
Despite no coherent plan at quarterback, the Cleveland Browns will not be picking in the top 10 of the 2026 NFL Draft. I'm paraphrasing my friend Tyvis Powell.
That's what I said.
Who in the YouTube chat, Rusty says that sounds like a slap to the face bet. But as a man with small hands, I will not be making that with Tyvis. Because I think they will be in the top 5. I think they'll be back. I think they'll be in the top 10. I think they'll be back in the top 5. But my hands are significantly smaller than yours, and I am in no way, shape, or form willing to put that on the line.
The reason I say this is, one, the year was so bad that you'll have guys that want to change the narrative. Because the thing about this group is they were close. They experienced the playoffs, and they felt like to them they had all the talent in the world. They just had a bad game. That's what, if you talk to any of them, that's what they'll say. We picked a bad day to have a bad day is the phrase that they'll use. And last year, it was so much. They did so much changing their franchise around, with the coaching staff, with trying to do the right things to get Deshaun ready, that I think a lot of the attention was taken off of the rest of the team and focused on just the quarterback position. And it made a lot of people go away from the things that they normally would do as far as coaches goes. Coaching wasn't tough because you didn't want to be tough on him. I think now that that's not going to play a factor, I think everybody understands the severity of this season. The coaching staff, the general manager, they understand how important this season is. And then I think there's guys that you depend on that has a contract coming up that could start negotiating. You talk about like a DeJuan Jones.
Mm-hmm.
If he's going to play left tackle, if he plays well, he wants to get paid. You got a guy like MJ Emerson who's coming off of he had a great season the year before to last year he wasn't that great, and he wants to prove that he's a good guy because his money's on the line. They're not going to pay G New because they want to pay MJ Emerson. So he has to have a bounce-back season. You got Ronnie Hickman, who's in year 3, who's going to be an undrafted free agent, who's also going to want to, sign a deal get an extension. So I think that you got guys in right positions that are going to play very motivated. Now, it always comes back to the almighty quarterback, where a lot of people say if you don't have a good quarterback, you don't have a chance of winning. To where I'll say yes, but not.
We're not talking about winning. We're talking about just not drafting in the top 10.
Correct. But I would say yes, you need a quarterback.
And you can go 8-9 and not draft in the top 10. You can go 6-11 and not draft in the top 10. You can go 5-12 and draft 10th.
See, that's what I'm saying. So I am confident that they will win at least 7 to 8
You're
games.
confident they will win enough games to put them in the double-digit draft spot next season?
Yes.
Okay.
Now,
I shared that.
A lot of people will argue, well, what's the point of them doing that? Well, I think if you win 7 or 8 games, you at least keep your coaching staff.
That's true.
So
you go 3-15 again.
That's when
you will not have Kevin Stefanski as the head coach.
Exactly. And I think that there is a lot of respect for Kevin in that building that those guys will, pull for him.
For the Cincinnati Bengals, it feels like another 9-8 season. Would 9-8 again fire Zach Taylor? If they go 9-8, miss the playoffs again. Now, this all hinges upon the reporting yesterday that Jamar and T are going to get paid. Now, Jamar, $41 million, the average annual value of his contract. T. Higgins, something, $5-6 million more, about $29 million. It's 5-6 more than what he'd be getting under the franchise tag. Mm-hmm. They sign those 2 extensions. They can't go 9-8. If Zach Taylor wants to keep his job. Now, the reporting adds that those 2 deals could be finalized in the coming days. When we do this show next Saturday from 9 to noon, Tyvis Powell, do you expect it to be the case where Jamar Chase has inked the biggest non-quarterback deal in the NFL and T. Higgins has gotten himself what he thinks he deserves? Or you think we're still waiting on that?
I think that one is done. I think Jamar is done.
They have the same agent. Why don't you do it at the same time?
Maybe that's what they're trying to
go into the room.
Will it be done is the question. By the time we start
that's
next
what I'm
week,
asking.
Will they both be signed long term? I'm going to say yes.
Okay.
I'm going to say yes.
It's a good move, I think, for the Cincinnati Bengals in doing it as early as possible because the longer you wait, the more you're going to have to pay Jamar.
Well, they say yesterday's price is not today's price.
And I don't know who's up next in terms of a contract that's going to make
Chase Brown
the highest paid non-quarterback in the league, but that becomes the
you're talking
mark.
About everybody in there. I thought you were talking about for Cincinnati.
I would imagine Chase gave Myles or Myles' agent a call and said, hey, thanks. He probably called Max Crosby's agent and said, hey, thanks. And I'll give immense credit to Duke Tobin, the Cincinnati Bengals general manager, is he said it at the Combine. They were interested in making Jamar Chase the highest paid non-quarterback, and he doubled down on it this week after that Garrett deal. So if this becomes that, I understand that, but they feel like, or they at least are saying, the kind of things that as a Bengals fan you would get excited about for a team that, again, you cannot go 9-8 and expect to retain Zach Taylor and expect Zach Taylor to be retained. Now, some Bengals fans might say, good, get him out of here. He's the guy that's been dragging all this down. We shouldn't have fired Lou Anarumo because he wasn't the actual problem with this.
Well, the crazy thing is Cincinnati fans have been wanting to fire Zach Taylor for years.
Yes.
Like,
I understand that.
The Joe Burrow kind of saved his job.
I think that's a fair point.
If it wasn't for Joe, then he would have been fired years ago.
I want to get to one more question in the YouTube chat. Robert asks, can teams deny an invite to this new losers bracket basketball tournament?
Nope.
He means the college basketball crown. No, they in fact cannot.
Nope, it's in their contract.
If Fox reaches out to Ohio State and says, hey, you're coming to Vegas on on March 31st, Ohio State says, we'll be there.
Yep.
2 teams from the Big Ten have to, 2 teams from the Big East have to, 2 teams from the Big 12 have to. Now, what they've said is they're auto bids, air quotes. But you sign the big media deal with Fox, with CBS, with NBC. This is part of that. And I would say much better opportunity, especially if they're going to pay the players, than just going and doing the NIT thing. Because it's all in one location.
Yeah.
So you don't have to worry about doing all that travel. And likely you can turn to Fox and say, all right, well, you're going to pay our freight too.
Isn't the NIT not in Madison Square Garden?
It wasn't last year. I'm not sure where it is this year, but I know the first round sites move around. I haven't looked at the NIT in a long time, my friend, because I don't care about it. And I care even less knowing the Big Ten will likely have 0 representation.
Indianapolis,
Indiana. So.
Why not the Garden?
I don't know.
The Garden.
The mecca of basketball. Maybe there was a disinterested party involved. Probably the mecca of basketball in the NIT.
In New York. That's usually like where all the hooping is.
That's where they say. But
okay,
we'll see. We'll see next week where everybody's going to be. We'll likely see Sunday again, Selection Sunday, 6 o'clock for the men, 7 o'clock for the women on ESPN. Tito and Devere Posey are going to do Fan Sports Sunday from 12 to 3 tomorrow. The great Clark Kellogg is going to join them at 1:30. They will get you properly prepared for what is going to be a March Madness to remember. And hopefully, again, we have better things to talk about for Ohio State basketball coming up next Sunday on The Fan.
We test marketed naming the show A Guy and His Butlers.
Oh, that is very touching.
But we thought Bishop and Friends had a better ring to it.
Weekday mornings at 9.
The Fan.
Save more green this St. Patrick's Day at Meijer. Enjoy Meijer corned beef, just $3.99 a pound. Red potatoes are $3.99 for a 5-pound bag. Enjoy an ice-cold Coca-Cola or Pepsi product. 12 packs are now on sale. Buy 2, get 1 free. Plus deposit where applicable. And Loft House decorated sugar cookies are only $3.99. We're working hard to bring more goodness to your St. Patrick's Day celebration at Meijer. Exclusions apply. See all deals in-store or in the Meijer app.
Everyone has that one goal, that thing they want to prove, not to other people, but to themselves. Then, right when you think you could actually do it, cancer. And that goal is still within reach. I would know. I'm about to run my first ever marathon with my 2 best friends. 3 years after having cancer.
At least we look good in these shorts.
Woo! Let's get it, guys. You, keep making plans.
Visit ohiohealth.com/keep making plans to learn more.
Get an Eco.
Hey, Aaron.
Hey, Jerry.
You know, as much as I enjoy being a professional inventor, a few of my dream inventions still elude me.
Oh, yeah? Like what?
Well, the bruiseless avocado.
Ooh.
The unlosable TV remote.
Could change the world.
And for you, Aaron, the uncloggable drain.
Get an Eco.
Until you crack it, Jerry. You know our 93 or free drain clearing offer is the next best thing.
Okay. Explain yourself.
Get an Eco.
Our drain team will clear your drain for just $93. If we can't clear it, it's free. And we guarantee it'll stay clear for at least a year, or we will clear it again for free.
Get an Eco.
We'll even send our little robot camera down there to make sure you don't have a larger problem that could cause more trouble in the future.
Get an Eco.
You think your guys could bring that robot over to my place and help me find that TV remote?
I think that's impossible even for us.
Get an Eco.
Eco, plumbers, electricians, and HVAC technicians.
GetEco.com.
Welcome to Tire Discounters. Thanks. I gotta warn you, I drive a hard bargain. Okay. So let's hear your first offer. Well, how about? Yeah. With any 4-tire purchase, we'll give you a free alignment. Man, I'm good. All right, let's do it before you change your mind. And we'll also give you a free oil change. Ha! I can't believe I talked you into this deal. Sometimes I amaze even myself.
Don't tell accounting. But with any 4-tire purchase at Tire Discounters, you get a free alignment and a free full synthetic oil change. See store for details.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, it's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch every day from lunch to late night? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Feeling lucky? Wear some green into the Lodge on March 17th, and your Twin Peaks girl will bring you a free order of fried pickles. It's St. Patty's Day, and we know how you like to party. Valid at participating locations only with a qualifying purchase.